Homer's got a poopy butt. I'm just making fun, bud. You don't gotta get so offended about it. Just poking a little bit of fun. Play the tunes that make the ladies swoon. A song for all broken hearts, shattered dreams and broken parts. Feels like sunny days are coming soon. Hey there, sour grapes, down in the dumps, long in the face. What are we looking at? 7:35. Beautiful. What a good time to be alive at 7:35. 7:35. And it is, of course, the 18th. Man, I'm blind. I wish they'd make this Zarek with a little date bubble. That would be so fucking dope. For blindies like me. Yeah, good luck with the weed quitting. I know how that can be. That can be not fun. Your tipples have been tested. Twitted my tipples. I'm at work thinking about playing hooky. I had a job. My last job is a job that I could play hooky from if I wanted. I didn't, like, nobody's watching what I was doing, but it just, like, very rarely was there a day where I was like, you know what, I'm done an hour early, fuck it, I'm going home. Most days it was like, oh, I'm gonna stay here a couple extra hours so I don't show up tomorrow with all this work to do. Get it done now. Yeah, he's definitely got the I mean, and there are people, like, it's a known fetish. It's not, like, super weird for people to like that, and I think that fucking Boogie is all about it. I think that Boogie wants to be humiliated every step of the day, every step of the way. I feel like that's Boogie's fucking MO. Oh yeah, dude. Some people are just like, and like, if it proves anything, it probably proves that part of Boogie's story that when he was growing up, they were dirt poor is true. Because when you see a person that grew up dirt ass poor go grocery shopping, bro, they don't know how to do it. They grab the most expensive shit, the brand names, they get shit that's not even meals. It's mostly snacks and like frozen shit. It's horrible. It's like, you know, for better or for worse, like, I used to have to go grocery shopping with my mom all the time, and I hated it as a kid, but when it came time for me to go grocery shopping the first time, I knew exactly what to do. I knew how to get stuff for a meal. I knew how to get, like, hamburger and taco shells and shredded lettuce and cheese and make white guy tacos, you know? Because my mom made me help her cook and help her shop, I knew how to do enough to get me through my fucking 20s and shit. You know? I wasn't like a master chef or a great shopper, but I knew how to get stuff for a meal and make a meal with it, you know? And that's like, you take for granted that people know that. Watching Boogie run around that grocery store, you know, he didn't get a single thing for a meal. It was like crackers and cheese and chips and candies and, you know, just like all, like, what are you gonna eat all week? And it's just like, dude, if I, like, he's on a mobility scooter. He weighs 460 pounds, if you believe him. I don't. I think he's over 500 pounds. He's huge. He's way bigger than he was like 3-4 years ago after the surgery. So he's not only like beat the surgery and stayed fat, but now he's plumping back up. Dude is fatter this year than he was last year. You can go look at it. He's round as a ball, man.
Yeah, he claimed that he was on Zepbound for a while.
Or Ozempic or whatever it was, right?
It was Zepbound, it wasn't Ozempic.
Same thing though, right? Basically, same kind of drug. And it's like, that shit will help you shed water weight if you're like, but if you're eating fistfuls of candy, pizza, and washing it all down with nothing but like a 12-pack of Mountain Dew a day, you're still like, gonna gain weight.
It's supposed to just make you feel too sick to eat, but he was able to push past that with the weight loss surgery, so I'm sure he pushed back past it.
I don't think people understand, too, when you say somebody, because like 2 of the lolcows on that lolcow podcast have beat the surgery. Wings and Boogie have both beat the surgery. And
well, I know people that have gotten that surgery, and it's painful to eat past it.
Okay, so my first live-in girlfriend had gastric bypass. And she threw up constantly. Yeah. And it wasn't even because she was eating necessarily too much. It was she was eating shit she wasn't supposed to eat.
Yeah, like carbs.
Grease.
Yeah.
Super dense meat and shit. She wasn't supposed to eat like heavy protein.
Yeah.
Ground beef and tacos and stuff, but you can only have a little bit of it. And she just was still addicted to food. Yeah. And so she needed that.
You can't have that like starchy carbs like pasta. Have a ton of pasta. And
she needed to take really heavy supplements because it reduces the amount of nutrition that your stomach can absorb, especially towards the first few years. Yeah. So she had to take this like iron supplement that was liquid, and it was horrible. It was like drinking rust water, basically. Yeah. And she hated it, but I used to have to force her to take it because she'd get anemia. Be sick, weak. And it's like, that is what you're contending with. If you've ever been sick to your stomach, if you've ever had the stomach flu and known what it feels like to have to throw up, she would feel like that almost after every meal. Yeah. And it was a constant struggle to even try and eat too much. So to beat that, they would have had to gorge and purge themselves a bunch of times. And neither one of them will talk about it, but that's what happens to these people. Oh man, I just want to eat a big fucking giant Subway sandwich. They eat half of it. It's over full. Their stomach is full up to here. They throw it all up, and then they go finish the sandwich. That's what you have to do to get your stomach slowly to go and make allotments. And that's what both of those fucking guys have done. So when you say beat the surgery, it's not just like, oh, they kept overeating after they got the surgery. No.
Because it wasn't like 5 years later.
No, they stayed fat through the surgery and ate their way through a tiny little golf ball stomach all the way back into a big, giant, garbage bag fat guy stomach. Imagine going through that, though.
Yeah. That's like just shows like that's a pure food addiction.
Yeah. Nobody's going to argue that people are not addicted to foods and addicted to carbs and addicted to sugars and shit. Nobody's going to argue that. But it's fucking crazy. I don't think most people appreciate what those dudes went through in order to stay fat after having that fucking crazy surgery. I don't think anybody understands, like, the level to which you have to overeat, force feed yourself, fuck yourself all the way up.
Like,
puke. Keep eating.
Well,
Puke.
Like, if you eat
keep
too
eating.
much, it's like your stomach's just upset all day.
Yeah. Well, what I would see Wings doing, because Wings, after he got his surgery, he was all proud about it, and he was like so happy that people weren't going to make fun of him for being fat no more. But I would watch him on his streams, or the highlights of his streams that people would make. And it's like a month after the surgery, and he's ordering Wendy's. And because it's hard for him to eat a whole burger, he gets the chili. And he gets a big giant Frosty. And he sits there and he eats a big tub of Wendy's chili because it's liquidy.
And you can do it slow.
It helps to spread. And then he goes in on the Frosty. Because it's liquidy, it goes down the gullet. And a couple months later, he's down in fucking two-fisted hamburgers.
Because you do have to start on a liquid diet, but they don't mean that.
They don't mean eat ice cream all day. No, they don't. They don't mean eat ice cream and
They
fatty-ass
mean
chili.
blending up some fucking meat and
Vegetables.
fucking,
I mean, it's not even that. There's like, it's baby food.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to eat like baby carrots, baby peas, mix it up, eat baby food, drink Ensure, drink water as often as you can to get your stomach stretched enough to accept the food. Because it's like, after you get it, your stomach is in trauma. It's like, so you have to force feed yourself water. You might throw up a lot at the beginning. It's normal. I mean, you really got to work at it. You really got to work hard to beat that. So, I don't know what to tell you. The only reason he uses CPAP is because he has to for pre-bariatrics, which is where his stupid blood cancer or whatever came from. I don't know anything about that. He's big enough to need CPAP. I need CPAP, and I'm like half his size.
Although apnea isn't caused solely by being fat, it just can be exacerbated.
It is,
by
yeah, that is true. Yeah, there are tons of like skinny ass people that got apneas.
Yeah. But like as you get fat, like everything gets fat. Like you don't think like your tongue gets fatter, and that's what.
Phoebes, you do not need a gym membership. I'm sorry, I gotta correct Phoebe. Phoebes, you are wasting your goddamn money if you get a gym membership. You live on a farm, girl. You get out there and improve that land, and you're gonna get fucking ripped doing it. That's so stupid for somebody that has land they can work with their hands. If you want to get ripped,
I mean, the only reason I'd say that is like if they have a pool, that's something that's hard to get if you don't.
sure, if you need low impact shit, but
Yeah.
Phoebes is going into the fucking army.
Yeah.
Or the Marines. I can't remember which one she's going in. Air Force, Navy, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. But I feel like the gym is only worth it if you need a pool, or you need one thing that they have that you just can't possibly have. Like
Yeah. I mean,
you need super low impact.
I feel like the
ellipticals
gym.
and shit. Yeah.
The gym is good for somebody that lives in the city.
Yeah.
Or in a little fucking neighborhood like this,
Yeah.
where it's like, I can't, you rent. I can't improve this land even if I wanted to. But Phoebes has got like a co-op farm that she lives on. All that land, even if it's beautifully improved, needs to be worked, needs to be improved. There are things like, Phoebes, get a couple of things for your house. Like, get a bag. That is one of the best types of workout that you can do, and it's going to help you out in, the military, is get one of those big, giant, heavy bags. So you can, you work on a little bit on your form for punching and stuff, but it's more just the activity of throwing combos at it, letting it come back to you, throw another combo at it.
If you're just looking for weight resistance, those things are so much cheaper than get a gym membership.
Yep.
You can get ones that you fill with water, so you can make them all portable and
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, you just get one, hang it up, get a sledgehammer, or get an axe and chop wood on your farm. Dude, you know how fucking like good it feels to chop wood and how good a workout it is? You'll be sore from fucking stem to stern after chopping wood, but it feels good. It gets boom, boom. It just gets, you get a rhythm to it. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I know you probably like got some wood on your property, chop that shit up. Got an old dead tree on the property, fucking pull that stump up by hand.
Like the only reason, like gym membership, if you need a pool and you don't have access to a pool, if you need very specific equipment that's low impact.
Right, but if you're needing low impact equipment, the Navy ain't for you.
Yeah.
And so I assume Phoebes is pretty healthy physically.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, but like, you would be wasting your money, Phoebes, to get a fucking gym memberships or a rip for all but a very few people.
Yeah.
Like people that are taking it really seriously, bodybuilders and shit, a gym membership is a foregone conclusion.
Yeah,
it's way
it's cheaper than having
not
a
only
whole setup.
not only that, but if you have the setup, you own it. So if it breaks, it's on you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like it keeps your training going, no interruptions.
Having spotters for lifting and stuff.
It lets you get into the game and meet other people that are bodybuilding or working real hard or whatever. But like if you're just looking for general fitness and you live on a fucking farm, get out there and fucking hump. I can't work like that, but when I buy a piece of land, you can bet your ass I'm going to slowly but surely work that land. Slowly but surely, I'm going to improve that place. One little step at a time. If it's something I can't do, I'll hire somebody to help me do it. But you bet your ass my ass will be out there maintaining it. I want a chicken coop, I want goats, and I want a fence to keep all of that in and anything else out. And I'm willing to do what I got to do. Walk that fence line and maintain it. Fucking muck that chicken coop once a week. Keep them fed. Keep them watched. Put little Dino's ass to work. Guard dogging. Brr. Now, I'm not looking to be a big farmer or nothing. But, yeah, dude, if there's fucking trees on my land and one of them's an old dead rotten tree, I'm chopping that fucking thing down with my hands. I'll do it up. I'll push it down. And I'll take it apart piece by piece, and I'll bring the logs that I make. I'll bring the wood chunks that I make, and I'll burn them in my little fire pit over there. There's something good about doing that with your hands. It's some really good fucking... It's something I miss. I miss having land that's workable. I haven't had that since I was a kid.
I'm sure it's been done before, but like... Phoebe could make a crazy workout video, like lifted the chickens.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, Phoebe's transformation.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, everybody. Dun, dun, dun. This is Phoebe's farm transformation. The workout video, bro.
Yeah, I bet people would like that.
I bet they probably would, yeah. It's another one of them billion-dollar ideas, you know? What are you going to do with it? Phoebes could do it.
That'd be a good reality.
Dude, Phoebes could be such a content creator with the type of life she lives, too.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you got to want that.
Yeah.
You know? Like farming with Phoebes. On TikTok and Shorts and Instagram Live and shit, you'd be huge.
Well, like, think of a reality show where, like, instead of the biggest loser at this big track and gym and shit, you just put all these fat people on a farm and make them work it for a couple weeks.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, there are things like that. There are fat camps that are just work camps. Yeah. You go work on a farm, you go work on an industrial site or something, and you're supervised as a fat person to do it.
I wonder why they haven't made that show before, though.
I'm just telling you, Phoebe, like, you could make a fuck ton of money. Maybe not, I'm not telling you, like, right off rip you're going to be popular. You're going to have to put work. But I'm just telling you, I see so many people doing these fucking TikToks and shit. I don't even look at TikTok. I look at YouTube Shorts, but 90% of those are just TikToks. And I see people doing these, like, I live off the grid, or I own a little farm, and here's how I have to take care of my chickens. And they do these shorts, right? They film a bunch of stuff.
And now Shorts have the thing where you can link, like, a full video in the Shorts, because the Shorts don't make much money on their own. But if you can get people to click
the Shorts
link,
get people interested in your shit, and then you reel them into the YouTube content. And the chicken take care of video is a longer form. It's still edited and, you know, well presented, but it's not quick cutting, giving you an overview. You would have a whole different script for the short. You'd be like, you know, here's how I take care of my chickens every week in 1 minute. You know, boom, 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 boom. Here's how to get rid of an old stump in the ground in 1 minute, you know? All that shit. people would fucking eat that up if you presented it right, and if you were dedicated to it, and if you stuck with it. You're not gonna make $1 billion immediately, but you could get you could get a nice little TikTok income coming, and then you wouldn't have to go into the Navy. I'm just trying to keep you out the fucking armed services. That's all it is. No, I mean, yeah, I've talked to you. I've seen your videos and stuff. Like, you've made a couple videos that you've talked about in here that I've gone and watched. And so it's like, it's not, it's more about you as a personality. Like, I hate to say it because I'm not trying to point fingers, but you're trans, right? Trans is cool now. Like, people like trans people. So you're trans. That's points off top. Off rip. On social media, especially the younger tending social medias, Instagram, TikTok, you're gold, right? Are you going to get mean people that come along? Yeah, but you're always going to get that. You're trans. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to happen to you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's front forward
Right.
or not.
Right. Whether you're fucking visibly trans or not, if, you know, there are going to be people that are shitty to you if you're openly trans. That's the way it is. And you're very openly trans. But that is a boon now. So that gives you a bump right there. I'm thinking like a cold calculating content farmer right now. I'm just giving you the shit that I know, right? Number one, you're trans. Number two, you're funny. All right? You would have to be careful. You'd have to get a good microphone for yourself. So you would probably film the shit and then do voiceover. So you'd want to get yourself a good booth mic. You know, like I've got you wouldn't have to get the same rig I've got, but you need to spend some money on a condenser mic and a board so you can get that voice sounding buttery smooth. You need to learn how to do, you know, one of the fucking creative suites. The one that I'm most comfortable with is the Adobe Creative Suite. So you get, you know, the movie one. Well, I can't remember what it's called. Fucking, what's the
Adobe Premiere.
Premiere, and then there's the audio one, where you can, you know, make your audio sound good and clean. You marry that together in post, you put out, and then you're doing two, you know, so every day you go out and shoot, you're going to want to get a good camera, at least a top-end iPhone, and a rig to mount it wherever you go, so you can show the work that you're doing, carry it around, have a stabilizer, those hand stabilizer things, so that when you're walking around with it, your hand shaking is mitigated by the gyro. So you get the nice pan shots of the chickens. You know what I mean? You'd have to marry all that in post twice. So it's a lot of work.
I'm looking at alternatives to Premiere. Like, I'm seeing if there's ones that are a little bit simpler for me to start with.
You can do that, yeah. I mean, there's a whole class thing on YouTube where it's like free Premiere Pro, beginner to expert. Right? And it's like a whole playlist of like 20 videos. Like, I would try that because you're smart. Like, you pick up on shit quick by doing. Yeah. Premiere is overwhelming when you first get into it.
Yeah, like, I think I ended up canceling the free trial just because I was like feeling just overwhelmed with it.
No, I understand. Yeah. You're more than welcome to try out I know another one that's a little simpler that a lot of people used to use. I don't even know if they make it anymore. Sony Vegas.
I haven't seen that looking up stuff.
So it might not even be a thing anymore. I know Apple iMovie is okay.
Yeah, like, I'm looking into like iMovie alternatives that are similar, because iMovie is very user friendly. It's very basic. You can't do as many cool things with it, but there's people that have made whole movies with iMovie.
Yeah, iMovie is a full suite. You can do, it's just, you know, like...
It's not as maybe fine-tuned.
It's not. And like Sony Vegas and Premiere are going to be fine-tuned for... You're going to be able to do anything that you can conceive of within those programs if you're willing to learn how to do it. You can chroma key, you can do CGI, you can do morphing and all the transitional shit. It's just a matter of learning the particular ways. I remember when I first sat down at Premiere Pro, I was lost, but I looked over TJ's shoulder while he edited. So maybe that would help you. I don't know if you learn the same way I do.
Yeah, it might help a little.
I co-edited that Amityville then versus now video that we did on TJ's channel. So I sat with him and helped do the edits, and I would say, can we do a transition here? Can we cut this? And I would watch what he did and have him explain to me, Control K is put a cut in. Control this. And so I learned from watching him, and then that gave me the boost I needed to sit down at it and start doing basic chop cut.
Because, I think the problem was, like, I sat down to try to do it, and, like, even trying to go through their tutorial is like, what the fuck?
You need to use the YouTube videos.
Yeah, you feel like
they're way better. I used them, and I guarantee you there's probably more than there were 5 or 6 years ago when I would use them. But yeah, you can find specific topic. Like if there's one thing you want to know how to do, like how do I add a transition? You just search that in YouTube and you're going to find a billion professional videos showing exactly step by step. You just got to make sure it's the current version, because that was tripping me up when I was trying to help you. Is like I haven't sat down at Premiere Pro in a year, and since then they've fucking skibbidied everything around and changed
more
it.
Than a year now, I feel like.
Well, I did some editing like a year ago on.
on that alien.
Yeah, on the alien. Well, not on the alien thing. On one of the, I made a commercial. Scotty was out of town.
Oh.
TJ, he had said he wanted us to make a commercial. TJ hit me up. I can't remember which commercial it was, but I made a quick Pessimist Productions blah 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 commercial and put it up. But that was like a year ago or more. So. Trying to learn Pro Tools and it's a nightmare. I feel the same way. I want to learn basic FL Studio or Ableton, but I can't. I own a lifetime fucking license for FL Studio, so I may as well learn it. And I sit down at it. I just get overwhelmed very quickly.
I think the problem with Premiere is it was like so many different boxes.
Yeah, Premiere. Well, you can set your workspace up differently. Yeah. Like, I didn't want to close anything because you might end up wanting it. Yeah. You can close all those individual boxes and set your workspace up to where it's just the timeline and the preview if you want, or you just have the timeline preview and the effects box. But you have to go through the whole fucking acrimony of setting it all up, and they have everything turned on by default. So it looks like a giant mess. Blender has a video editor. Oh, I thought Blender was just for CG shit. That's cool.
Can I get the light, please?
Oh, sorry, baby doll. Turn on the light out here. You want anything to drink? Can I grab you something?
I got my Arizona.
Oh, you got your Arizona?
Yeah.
All right. You want to go in here, or you want to stay out with us? Standing, sitting by the broom, just like a witch, Dad. You gonna come out? Make up your little brain. You want to be out here wagging your tail, or do you want to be inside wimping, asking to come out here? What do you think? Oh, that's a big yawn. That's a cute boy. That's a handsome gentleman right there.
I think we're going to have to start brushing you now. I think you're
He's fluffy.
He's brush length now.
He's fluffy.
You might even need a little bath.
You know what? Kiss me. You're such a kiss dodger. Everybody loves you. They want to see you. They don't want to see me. They want to see you. Oh, yeah. Dude, who doesn't love Dinor? Everybody loves Dinor. That's a fucking mosquito. Where's that thing?
Right here.
Oh, give me the whacker. Because those are easier to get. You just do this.
Yeah.
Just hover it around you.
They're not as smart as flies.
No, and they're not as fast or maneuverable either. They're slow. Yeah, I hate skeeters, man. I would love for us, if we get a little piece of land, get a little house on it, for it to build a covered porch for Cricket.
Yeah.
Something that he could come out and be pseudo outside, right? I think he'd love that. And he could sit with us out on the porch on a rainy day, you know. We're smoking out there, and it's open, but it's just covered, you know, meshed. chicken wire is your best friend. I'm thinking more of just like insect nets. Insect netting is what I'm kind of thinking of here. Well, we won't leave him unattended out there.
We don't leave Dino unattended back here,
No.
really.
No, never. He doesn't like being unattended, so he's never unattended. And yeah, we would never let him out and just let him, claw his way through something or whatever. I think he'd just appreciate being able to sit with us. I like that. I like giving him the option to get some fresh air and hear some real birds and all that. Come out at night with us, come out in the morning with us. Yeah, I've seen a few covered porches. My ex-girlfriend's grandma had one that was really nice, super duper nice. It was perfect, exactly the type of thing I'm talking about. Steel mesh, or insect mesh, high up off the ground though, so it had like a solid wall up to about like waist high on me, and then it was mesh, right? So it was open to the elements, but still covered and boxed in, They also make like the little ones that have a tunnel. Yeah. You seen those? Mm-hmm. Where you put him in the tunnel, or let him go in the tunnel, and then you kind of just close it up, and he can come outside with us and be in a little tent. Did you ever have strings or beads as a door? No, but I always thought it was so cool. Like the hippie thing where they would put like the beaded curtain to let you into the room, and then you can just tie it back so it's opens and it looks really cute. But when it's closed,
I thought about that in one of the apartments I grew up in, because for some reason all the bathrooms were in bedrooms in the apartment, so it was like
that's weird.
You had to go into a bedroom to pee.
Yeah, but I've never had a beaded curtain. Dude, the one thing that I want, see, I have aesthetics that are very oaky. Like, there are these, have you ever seen those big spools, big wooden spools that cable, like steel cable come on? My friend Morgan, his dad took one of them, big industrial spool, turned it on his side and chopped the bottom off of it and put a base on it and made a coffee table out of it. And it was the coolest coffee table. It was so cool. It was just so fucking fun. And it's a coffee table you ain't got to worry about messing it up because it's,
rustic.
It's supposed to be messed up. What about a beaded beard? I don't think it would work well with my beard. You see how like curly and fluffy my beard is. My beard, if it was straight, would probably be down to here. Like, it's very like, if a beard hair comes out, it's like a spiral, bro. It's completely different from my head hair. My head hair is wavy, but not like.
You got like 4 different kinds of hair on you.
I know. I'm a strange beast. A strange duck. Favorite alcoholic drink? I don't know, man. I like a Midori sour for like a fruity, easy to drink. So, but I'm a beer guy, so I just like a beer too. Give me a beer. I'm not picky either.
We haven't done an actual bar in a hot minute, have we?
It's kind of a shame. But, the bar scene here is so shit. But when we're out at the coast, we should hit up a bar or 2 or 3 or 4 or 9. What's your beer of choice? Whatever you got. As long, I have a few that I probably won't indulge much in just because I can't hang. Like, Hams. No, thank you. That's just like old grandpa beer and it tastes like fucking grossness. Pabst Blue Ribbon is in the same category. And Coors. I'd rather drink Panther piss straight from the fucking tap, bro. So those 3 brands, if you're sucking on that, I'll probably just say, nah, I'm good with the weed today. But anything else, bro, I'm drinking. Yeah, Sam Adams, I mean, I'd said it. Anything else. I know PBR is union made, I get it, but it tastes like shit. So, sorry. You know? What's your favorite shot to drink? Decent agave tequila. It doesn't have to be like a highfalutin high-end shit, but not like gut bucket Jose Cuervo for a shot. I don't mind Jose Cuervo in like a margarita or something, but if I'm gonna shoot liquor, it's gonna be a shot of tequila. And there will be salt and lime nearby for me to fucking avail myself of, and that'll be that. That's how you do it. If I'm drinking liquor. Well, I ain't that way. I'd crack a fucking beer tonight. Tonight's a beer night. We ain't got no beer.
You need me to go get some?
I don't need you to go get some. If you don't want to go get some, don't. But if you did feel the same, that a beer sounds good, I wouldn't bulk.
Yeah. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, there's plenty of time.
I mean, it's up to you, baby. I'm not trying to force the meme, but people are talking about beer, and I'm kind of wanting a beer. I really don't care what, either. Whatever sounds good to you. London Dry Gin. Oh. Do you miss Shiner Bock? Nah, not really. It was good, but I don't miss it. I don't find myself going like, damn, I would kill a Shiner Bock. Plus, I can get Shiner Bock if I want. Like, we've got I don't know if it's all over the place, but in California, they're everywhere. It's called Bevmo. And it's just got all the beers. It's got, like, you can get, like, the Abita Springs beer that was popular in Louisiana where I lived. You can get all these hard-to-find beers, so. But, yeah, I'm not a big Shiner. Dude, I was a loyalist for a long time when it came to beer. I drank nothing but Newcastle Brown Ale. 12-pack after 12-pack, bro. I was a loyalist. And then they sold that company to another company who changed up the formula, and now it tastes garbage. Either they changed the formula of it, or they fucking changed the standards or something. Something happened, and that it's undrinkable beer now. It's garbage. And it used to be just so fucking smooth, dude. I had this giant glass back, you know, when I owned a house and I was married previously. Big glass. And it held exactly 3 Newcastle Browns. And I'd put it in the freezer, right? And let it get freezer cold. And then crack 3. And the last drop would just settle at the top, and I'd be like, just a big tankard, man. And I could do 2 or 3 of those, man. Just like, such a smooth drinking beer. Fuck them all. Fuck them all now. I just drink whatever's there, whatever we got, whatever we need. Nope, nothing close to it. Newcastle Brown just hit perfect for me. For whatever reason. And, yeah, that's that, you know. Nah, there's one thing better than freezer cold beer, bro. Only one. Ice chest cold beer, bro. And that ice chest is half water, half ice, and it's full of fucking icy, frigid cold beers. You reach your hand in there and it hurts because it's so cold, and you dig out that beer. It's all wet and cold and condensated on the outside. That's the one. That's the beer. These are all things that Paul are in Paul's Ego's future, okay? Me, on this chair, in my own piece of land on my backyard, looking at my little piece of nature with a little ice chest next to me with about 6 beers in it. Okay? These are my plans. Watching the world burn. You know? In Europe, they drink room temp beers. Bunch of blokes. Yeah. What a bunch of blokes. Man, that's the life I want. Give me a couple horses and some goats. I don't need the horses, man. I'll take the goats, though. Want a couple goats. Want a little chicken coop with some hens. And do some eggs. Have it out. Yeah. Yeah, a blunt, a beer, and watching it all burn down. Yeah. Yeah. That's where I'm at. Little fucking recording studio on my property. Absinthe is good as fuck, too. Absinthe is usually a ripoff. Paul, my crush likes me back. Yay! Pop the champagne. That's always a good feeling. It's always awkward as fuck before you know, but then like when you know that the person you're crushed on is crushing back, it's like, yup. Sometimes you just know. Like, there have been times where I had to have that whole conversation, like, I kind of like you. And then there are sometimes it's just a look, bro. There's a couple times in my life where it was just a look in the person's eyes, and I was like, I got him. It's real. That human connection, man. Unavoidable. Unignorable. You ever enjoy wine? Yeah. Yeah, I like a wine. I'm not a big wine guy. I like, wines that other wine snobs scoff at. Like, my favorite kind of wine is a Moscato. I love a Moscato, dude. What do you want to tell? And like a lot of people make fun of a Moscato, but I like a Moscato. Okay, so suck my dick. All right. And that's it. Do you have an age you want to retire? Nope, I'll never retire. I'll work till I'm dead. Moscato is just fine. If you said Lambrusco was your favorite, I would have scoffed. I don't know about, probably not, honestly. I think space is at a premium on a ship, so you probably get a ukulele. They'll let you bring that. Yeah, get you a little uke. I bet they'll let you bring your uke. Get a ukulele and learn the toxic gossip train. Hey everybody, it's been a while. I wasn't feeling so good, so I took a little break. Yeah. All aboard the toxic gossip train. Driving down the tracks of misinformation. The toxic gossip train. Riding through the rails onto manipulation station. Bro, the toxic gossip train, bro. Who knew? All aboard! The toxic gossip train. Set the whole internet on fire. Like, that's basically like the suicide bomber way to end your career, you know? I respect it. If for only reason because it was that way. It was basically the Allahu Akbar end to a fucking YouTube career. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna make the most cringy thing, you know? And then I'm just gonna leave, you know? I'm just gonna fucking dip. It was fun times. Dark Side Phil challenges you to a Street Fighter tourney. Oh shit! I think he'd whip my ass now, probably. I'd accept for the fun, you know, and then just like really lab for a while. I'd pick a character and get good, or at least get competent. Now I might take a game or two off him, but I think he wins a tournament. Unless I've got like 3-4 months to prepare for the tournament, then I think we might be okay. As long as it's entertaining for you. All aboard. You look like a Viking. Cool. Neat. I look like my ancestors looked. My ancestors were Vikings. What's the worst fast food brand? Has to be BK, right? No, there's worst ones, man. What? Let me throw a couple at you. How about the green burrito? That's a West Coast one. The green burrito. They usually show up in like, it's like Carl's Jr. / green burrito. Yeah, green burrito. Garbage. Inedible. Garbage, bro. Garbage. White Castle's pretty bad, but I don't think it's worse. I mean, it depends, dude. If you get a decent BK, then all right, fair enough. It's edible. But most BKs are just like putrid, bro. Nah, White Castle's garbage. The green burrito sounds like it. No, it isn't. You can look it up, bro. It exists. And I'm telling you, dude, if you pull through one, you better order from the Carl's Jr. side. Don't get that green burrito. You've been warned about the green burrito, okay? Fully warned. White Castle's the best slider on earth. Oh my fucking God, Phoebe. It's okay. Forgive you. You grew up in the fucking South, Midwest, or whatever the fuck. You don't know. You don't know. Bojangles? I don't know about Bojangles. I like Olive Garden, yeah. Olive Garden is great. The breadsticks are awesome. And you get like the unlimited pasta bowl or whatever, and you just eat spaghetti and meatballs, you know, until you bust. What's a better slider? I mean, dude, a homemade slider is better than fucking White Castle. I could make you a better slider than a White Castle slider. It's fucking crazy. Name any place that serves a slider. Any place. It's going to be better than White Castle. White Castle is steamed, dude. The meat is steamed. It's not even cooked right. It's boiled. They put a bunch of water on the grill and boil the burgers in it. It's fucking disgusting. The meat is gray. It's tiny. The bread is stale. White Castle is garbo. Garbo. Straight garb. I would make you a slider that would literally blow your fucking hair off your head. It was so good. Got them sauteed onions. Give me a break. Gross. I hate a White Castle, man. I hate a White Castle. It'll have, you can put whatever you want on it. Dude, no. How about that? No, it ain't gonna have sauteed onions nor horseradish mustard, and it's still gonna blow your fucking wig piece off. Okay? Because it's that good. Gray meat equals soy protein. I don't know about that, but it's just fucking gross. It's like boiled meat, bro. Oh yeah, you could do some fucking like candied jalapenos on a slider. Or do candied jalapeno bacon on a slider. That'd be pretty fucking good. How are you seasoning them then? And what's the condiments? Dude, if I made you a slider, okay, you're gonna get a smash burger of 80-20, seasoned with salt and pepper, liberally on both sides. You're going to have a double slice of melted American cheese, and you're going to have ketchup and mustard on that fucking thing, and you're going to eat it. And that'll be that. That'll be that, okay? Dead simple. You add all this fucking extra stuff. Oh, I want sauerkraut gochujang. It's like, no. Wrong. You're going to get a double melted slice of American cheese over a salt and pepper 80-20 smash burger on a toasted fucking brioche mini bun. And you're going to eat it. And you're going to go, oh, okay, that's what a slider's supposed to taste like. And I'm going to go like, yeah, isn't White Castle disgusting? And you're going to go like, yeah, it really is. I thought they all supposed to taste like rubber. I was like, no, they're not. They're really supposed to have like that flavor, you know? I mean, I prefer whatever, man. I'm a burger guy, so I'm not a big picky burger guy. I like a smash burger. I happen to think that smash burgers are better, like, doubled or tripled. So, like a triple smash burger. But I like a good, thick steakhouse burger, too. I can make either. I can blow out either. What if a giant moth tried to fly off with me right now? I'd burn it. I'd take my J and I'd go stick it in its eyes and it would go ree and it would drop me and then I'd run inside and call the cops. No, smash burgers are older than the hills. My mom was making them for me back in the 80s, how her mom used to make them for her back in the 50s. Smash burger is just a way to push beef farther. So it's a thinner, you know, if you don't have, you got to stretch the meat. You know what that means? You know what I mean? So no, smash style burgers, that's just a way of like you making a little bit of meat go a long way. So they've been around forever. How about an onion ring on a burg? Yeah. Good ass onion ring on a burg with some bacon and some good whiskey barbecue sauce. That's it. That's all you put on it, though. Slug burger. That's a new one on me. I mean, my mom used to stretch with breadcrumbs. So it'd be like, 60% meat, 40% breadcrumbs all crumbled in and mixed together, and, tastes pretty fucking good. I need some curly fries. Okay, get some curly fries then, bro. Ain't nobody stopping you. Dude, I got an itchy toe. I think a mosquito got my toe. Just my big toe. My big toe is itching. I think a skeeter bit it. Son of a bitch. You have a favorite style of fry? No. I like them all. Except for shoestring. I hate shoestring fries, but every other type of fry is cool. Like potato wedges, steak fries, McDonald's style fries, curlies, seasoned, unseasoned. I don't give a fuck, bro. Yeah, A&W root beer. Yeah, we have those like fast food places in Cali. There's one like right up the street for me. Well, not right up the street, but right up the freeway that I know of. Steak fries are great, but I like normal fries. I like curly fries. I like them all, man. I'm not picky about the fries, bro. Dude, it's still so... Dude, I saw next week it's going to be in the 80s towards the end of the week, and I was like, oh my God, is it happening? Is it really happening? The high is going to be like 88 on Friday or something. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, please, let it be so. Let it be true, please. Say it ain't fucking a lie. Nothing like a good mushroom Swiss burger topped with crispy jalapenos. Oh. You guys are getting too topping oriented with your burgers, man. I like a burger that's got some crazy shit on it. I'm not gonna lie to you, but like, dude, you need to just appreciate the simplicity of a burger. You pile all that extra shit on it, like, where's the beef? Where's the beef? No. I don't want to talk. Don't go no further. Stop now. Stop now. No. Phoebes, I grew up, my mom had a fucking salsa garden, bro. My whole life. She tore it down like 3 years ago and I almost cried. Homegrown, California fucking ripened tomatoes, jalapenos, onions, leeks. She grew it all, man. It was beautiful. Fucking beautiful. And I still prioritize the meat overall. If you fuck up the burger, I don't care what you put on it. If the burger is wet, floppy, sloppy, doesn't have a good crust on the outside, isn't nice and medium to medium well on the inside, juicy, seasoned properly, I don't care what you pile on top of that pile of shit. I don't want to eat it. You prioritize the meat in the burger, okay? Then you want to add some bonus stuff on top of it? Cool. You want a nice fresh garden tomato? Throw it on there, player. You want some nice cabbage or some nice fucking iceberg on there? A couple fresh leaves right off the head, glistening? Grab them. You want a nice round of fucking purple onion straight up out the garden? Get it. But if your burger is dog shit, Phoebes, I gotta tell you, You're one of the people that I think about this with sometimes. It's an odd thing to think, right? But I think about this. There are certain people that I know. My wife is one of them. TJ and Scotty are one of them. Although they did get to see my mom towards the end of her being able to cook and entertain the way that she did. She's an old lady now. But they got to taste my mom's cooking and shit, and that's really what I would like. But I would love to jump in a fucking Bill and Ted phone booth with you, Phoebes, and dial 1986, right, and go to a barbecue at my house. You would be fucking floored. You wouldn't even believe what you were seeing. You would accuse me of, like, using VR or giving you some high-powered psychedelic or something. You would not believe it. I've been all over this fucking country. I've gone to backyard barbecue after backyard barbecue, and I'm telling you, not one of them even hold a fucking candle to my mom's barbecues. Not one. Everything you had there would be the best version that you'd ever had. Potato salad, usually people overlook that. Not at my mom's barbecues. She had to make a fucking mound of it. She would make 8 pounds. It doesn't matter that we disagree on burger basics, though. That's what I was trying to tell you with that. It doesn't matter, because you get what you want and I get what I want. The burger is perfectly done 80-20, right? Perfectly seasoned. Fresh, hot off the charcoal grill. And you've got my mom's fresh fucking garden tomatoes, lettuce, fresh onions out of the garden, jalapenos. Some of them sweated out on the grill, some of them fresh. And sometimes it would be every weekend, Phoebes. That's the fucking thing. I didn't realize how fucking privileged I was. Habaneros, too. My mom grew habaneros. She grew Fresno chilies, serranos. All fresh out the garden, fresh garden salsa. Just one of the sides that are going to be at every barbecue. Just a gallon of fresh garden salsa. Brings it out a little at a time to keep it nice and cold in the ice box. Lets people run it dry and then brings the big jug out. And bloop, 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 bloop. More salsa. Jalapeno can't be beat, period, bro. Period. I saw some shit that broke my mind. I think it was on our subreddit. Somebody posted it. I think it's real. It's called a jalapeno. They've bred a jalapeno that doesn't have any capsaicin. It's just a fucking bell pepper jalapeno. It's called a jalapeno, and they sell them. And I want to strangle the person that made them. That is an abomination that should never have been made. What if the genetics from that shit escape into the fucking jalapeno population, and then all we have is jalapenos, okay? No. No, dude, I'm telling you, man. I love a habanero, too. Habaneros are great. But I'm telling you, here's what you do. You pull your garden jalapeno. Right as it's starting to turn red around the stem area, that bulbous stem area, the flesh of the pepper starts to turn a little reddish. That means it's ripe and hot. You take that right off, right? Go rinse off the fucking pesticide and shit. Rinse it off. Lay that thing right on the grill on the low heat and just flip it every once in a while and let it get fucking softened up and get charred. Bro, I can eat that all day. I'll just eat those, bro. No seasoning, no nothing. Just give me those. No, they taste great, bro. It's the hottest thing you've ever eaten. Oh, I hate this story, man. This is a shitty story, bro. This story was fucking embarrassing. All right. So I grew up, like I said, my mom had that pepper garden and shit. So I would eat habaneros. I'd eat fucking serrano chilies, which are even hotter than jalapenos and habaneros. People don't know that. Serrano chilies, I'd eat them. You know, I thought I was pretty spicy, you know. And so I was a teenager. I was probably like 16. And I got invited by my friend Brian to go to his uncle's house to watch some UFC and party with them. Like, they were going to let us have some beers and whatever. I was like, fuck yeah, man, that sounds good. So I go over there, and his uncle is like probably like my age now. Probably like in his 40s, you know, and all the dudes he's with, they're like working guys, you know, all of them Hispanic guys, right? And, you know, they're watching UFC, and I'm not a big UFC fan, but it was fun, you know, especially back then. Back in the 90s, UFC was like different, you know. You'd actually see like way different fighting styles. It wasn't all just like BJJ versus BJJ. It was like they'd do some wild shit. Anyway, they'd throw like Krav Maga guys in there with like wrestling guys and sumo wrestlers in with like fucking capoeira guys and shit. It was fucking crazy. They don't do that shit no more. But anyway, we're watching this and these Mexican guys, and I'm shooting the shit with them. You know what I mean? I'm hanging out with these dudes and I'm giving as good as I'm getting. And then one of them is like, oh man, you know, that hot sauce is fucking crazy, man, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what hot sauce? And they were like, oh, I can't remember what it was called, nuclear dynamite or some shit, right? They were like, yeah, fucking Antonio's got some hot sauce, man, and it's fucked up, bro. It's super hot. And I was like, I bet it's not that bad. And they were like, psh, whatever. I was like, dude, go get it. I'll put it right on my tongue. Because I was just thinking, like, dude, it can't be hotter than, like, a mouthful of fresh Serrano chili. It can't be hotter than a fucking mouthful of fresh bell peppers, you know? Bro, they went and got me this fucking jar of hot sauce. It was called, like, nuclear death juice or whatever, right? And they brought me a saltine cracker. And they were like, there you go, man. So I loaded it up. I put a couple drops, and they were like, damn. And I was like, oh, a couple drops is damn? Let me just... Bloom, bloom, bloom. They were like, whoa. And I was like, boom. And I ate it. I was like... And they're all like, damn. And then all of a sudden, dude, just beads of sweat start going like... And I was like... My eyes went from defiant to, like, scared. Oh God! They all just busted up, right? His wife comes out. She goes, "What did you guys do to him?" Blah blah blah. She brings me in the kitchen. She gives me milk. She's like, "Just put the milk in your mouth and let it sit." I'm like, whoa, whoa. You know, I'm all fucked up, bro. It was terrible, bro. It was terrible. It was terrible. Yeah, I'm married. My wife does these with me, you know, like not on camera, but she'll sit over here and smoke and chill and like carry on the conversation with us sometimes. I think right now she's at the gas station getting us a 12-pack. I love my wife. What state are you in, Callie? But not for long. How did you get such a cool wife, huh? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Oh, yeah, Rick, you a Cali boy? All right, where are you from? Let's compare notes. What part of Cali? If you're comfortable. I'm not putting you on the spot. You ain't got to dox yourself or nothing. Don't give me your address, but what kind of like, what metro area are you in? LA? Guess where I'm at. A Cali guy, you can hear the bumps. It's hot where I'm at. I'll give you that. Give you that hint. It's hot. It's bad in the summer. chill in the winter. Barstow, good guess. I'm not far from Barstow. I'm in the Central Valley. I'm in Fresno. I'm in Gehenna. Yeah. I'm in Fresno, bro. Feel bad for me. Feel sad for me. Okay? Compton. Oh, cool. That sucks. What's Fresno's area code? 559. I'm in the 559. There's no Z in Fresno, white boy. Come on, man. It's Fresno. I'm in the 559. Throw me a dime. SFV 103. Close to Death Valley? No, I wouldn't say close. I'm like a 6-hour drive from pretty much everything, though. Fresno right smack dab in the middle of Cali, so I can get to Death Valley quick and get to the Tehachapi High Desert quicker. I could be in Tehachapi in 3 hours if I left right now. That's pretty cool. Could be in Pismo in 2 hours and change, maybe 3 if I left right now. That's really cool. I've never visited Death Valley Resort, but I've camped in Death Valley before when I was a kid and rode dirt bikes and quads and all that shit. What's up? You popped up on me feed. What's the word? Just chilling, man. You're welcome to hang out if you want. You know, nothing exciting going on. I'm not like playing Fortnite and cussing at my chat or nothing. We're just like smoking weed and talking. Ever seen Redwoods? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Central Cali has a lot of dairy farms, yes. Unfortunately. Yeah, Grover Beach and Pismo are my fucking jam, bro. I basically grew up there. My family was there every fucking weekend, my whole childhood. And I go back 2-3 times a year myself, so it's my favorite place in the world. Pismo Beach, Grover Beach. Can't wait to take an actual vacay to Pismo with that Navy money. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good spot. You'll enjoy yourself there. SFV 103. Oh, baby. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, frosty cold Modelo. Oh. My fucking prayers have been answered. Hallelujah. Praise be to the great source.
You smell that burning smell? That wood burning smell?
Kinda?
I was smelling well over by the gas station too. I think there's a big fire nearby or something.
I don't know. Check Cal Fire or whatever.
I keep smelling it. Like I thought it was just like someone in the neighborhood, but then I was smelling it over by the gas station too.
Yeah. Get a haircut, hippie. No. Square piece of shit, bitch. Get out of my face, punk.
No, I don't see a Cal Fire sign from today, so. Fire department.
Why are people so concerned with your hair? I think it's because I'm an old guy that's got a good hairline.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there are a lot of dudes that like started balding in their 20s and shit. And they see a dude that's clearly like 40 something with a fucking perfect hairline. And they're like, fucking hippie with hair on his head, get bald like the rest of us. It's like, no, bitch. Sorry. I'm sorry I won the genetic lotto, okay? I'm sorry I've got a great hairline.
If anything, you having short hair would make him look even worse in comparison. Because like they can pretend that you have a high hairline under your long hair, but if you just had short hair, then your hairline would be undeniable.
That's true. Oh yeah, the smell of a wildfire can travel hundreds and hundreds of miles. There are times where, depending on the prevailing winds and shit, it'll smell like a house is burning down nearby, outside in the valley. But the fire's like 200 miles away up in the Nevadas.
Yeah, I smell something that smells like that, but
There could be a wildfire nearby, just the winds are bringing the fucking smoke in. Look at the AQI.
Yeah, I guess they could do.
That'll tell you smoke, if that's the case. There might just be a city fire, too. I haven't heard any sirens, but that can carry hundreds of miles on the wind.
Yeah, it says it's good, so...
Yeah.
I don't know, there might be one...
Somebody might just be, like, out in their backyard wood burning.
Yeah, just... A bunch of people are doing
When
it.
you get that in your nose, sometimes you'll smell it everywhere for a while. It's a very, like, dense, resiny smell, so...
That's true. Our noses are so fucking weird, man, that we can, like, carry the smells with us.
Oh. It's totally true, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cali burns quite often. I mean, it's a lot of forest, a lot of mountains. It's a very mountainous state. It's rimmed completely by mountains.
And there's just so many fucking people, of course, out of like 40-something million people are going to be dumb.
And we've got the shittiest electrical grid.
Yeah.
As well. That's what causes most wildfires is PG&Es and transigents and their inability to keep the electrical grid from falling into its own footprint. So these like old ass places that are way off the grid but still like have electricity coming to them. Like there are places I could drive you to right now. Well, maybe not anymore because they've all burned. But there were places I could drive you to 10 years ago that had electrical poles from the 20s or the 1910s. Still, that's how they're getting their power. That's how they're getting their telephone line in. That shit, the stump rots down at the bottom. A big windstorm happens. That blows over. The live electrical line lands in the dry brush. And all of a sudden, the whole fucking forest is on fire. PG&E has to pay a fine, which is just a part of doing business now.
And they just pass that on to their customers, too.
They raise rates in the summer to make up for the fine they had to pay for half burning down the state last summer. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's one of the things that I wish California would do. I wish California would, you can't call it federalize. What would you call it? Like, make it a state property.
Owned,
Make it a state-run utility. Spend tax dollars openly on upgrading not just the electrical infrastructure, but the internet infrastructure of California. Mm-hmm. That all should be fucking done, but nobody will ever do it. PG&E is just a garbage company. Gouging, price gouging. They were hand in glove part of the whole fucking Enron raping of California during the early 2000s. All of it.
And what's funny is, like, we'll charge people based on, like, averages. So, like, if everyone gets fucked on their electric bill and they all try to lower their power, they end up paying the same the next month because it's the new average.
Yep. Fiber optic for everyone. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot, like, in the Bay Area, in the LA area, Northern California in general, there's a lot of fiber options. But inland and, extreme Southern California, not so much. Mountainous California, not at all. So, that needs to be fixed. There's no excuse. Do you know that, like, this boils my piss? South Korea has, like, internet is just integrated into their, it's like water, basically. And their grid is entirely fiber optic. So they get, like, the best internet in the world, and we subsidize it.
Well, also, too, they're so densely populated, it's a lot more convenient.
Dude, the more I learn about North Korea, the more I kind of want to visit it. or not North Korea, South Korea, sorry. The more
You can visit North Korea now.
I can too, yeah, they did open it, for you have to go through China.
Yeah.
But, whatever. I get my passport in order, fly into Beijing, fly down to southern China, cop a fucking shady airport plane, teeter my way into Pyongyang, get drunk, get arrested, cause an international incident, come home 6 months later, emaciated, in the best shape of my life, with a great story.
I don't know. It's probably going to be closer to 2 years than 6 months.
Nah, man. They'd fight hard for me. A blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man, they're never going to let me sit in the clink. They'll start a war. No, I'm kidding.
You don't have kids.
They wouldn't give a shit about me. There'd be, the right wing would immediately be looking into my shit. And they're like...
He was a communist anyways.
Yep.
He's probably
yeah,
a
fuck
spy.
that commie. He probably wants to be over there. He's a spy anyway. I'd be screwed. All right, Mr. Naughty Priest. Well, since I got your fucking blessing, I'll go. But otherwise, I think I'd get in trouble over there. Because I'm a little bit of a fucking wild card, man. I'm going to get drunk in the streets of Pyongyang, and I'm going to wave an American flag around. Okay? I'm just American. That's what I do. I'm just letting you know. It's going to be very loud, brash, and disrespectful. I've seen some YouTube guys go to North Korea and get back to Australia with a cookbook and an official Korean haircut. Yeah, I mean they reopened for, like they officially reopened just a month or two ago, but they've been like open to tourism and shit. Like if you're just willing to go through the fucking China pipeline, all you've got to have is the American passport to land you in China, and then you can go down to Shenzhou, I think it is where they fly people out into Pyongyang. You get a handler. You're with a tourist group, and you guys get handlers, North Koreans that speak perfect English. And they guide you around and show you exactly what you're supposed to see and keep you from seeing what you're not supposed to see. And you get on a plane back to Shenzhou, and then back on a plane back to Beijing, and back on a plane back home, and you're fine. You know where I want to go in China? There's this weird shit. If you took China, if you look, you can kind of picture it in your mind how China is shaped, right? The east part of China is where 96 or 94% of the population. Mm-hmm. You could literally take China and cut it in half diagonally. This part of China has like 6% of the population, the same size. Mm-hmm. And then what for them would be Eastern China is fucking completely... It's got, over 1 billion people. So it's fucking nuts. I want to go to that 6% area of China, bro. I bet that's baller over there. I bet
they were allowed to have more kids, I think.
I don't know.
They're all agricultural.
Yeah,
and shit.
that's where the agriculture is. It's just the breadbasket of China over there.
Yeah.
It's like the Yellow River is there, the Yangtze, and the floodplains are there, so it's just like some of the most fertile soil in the world. It carries silt directly out of the Carpathian Mountains or whatever it is that are on that northern border or that western border of China. And it just is like some of the most fertile soil in the world. And it's perfectly irrigated because it's a floodplain. It's beautiful, yeah. I don't know about Mongolia. I want to go to like Western China. I want to see what's what in Western China. The Emperor's Palace used to be in extreme Western China, so there's some crazy old shit. Like, if you learn about the dynastic empire of China, like it moved eastward as it kind of went. The West used to be, because it was so fertile, that was where most of the population was concentrated, and then as agriculture became more mainstream and more productive, the dynasty it became more prestigious to live in the East, away from the peasant farmers and shit. You know, and so they landed in different cities and finally Beijing.
Oh, I finally found it.
Oh, the Hills Fire. Let me see.
It just started today, but it's not like a Cal Fire incident because it's in the city.
Not a Cal Fire incident. Updates will be made available. 130 acres burning in... Where is this? Millerton, so it's south. It's just north of Clovis in the foothills.
Yeah, so that's why we're smelling it.
Yeah, that's what we're smelling. That would explain it. Well, I might have said the wrong fucking mountains or whatever the fuck. Yeah, there's plateaus, desolate, like high desert, and big, giant, like there's a rain shadow from the mountain range there. Is it the Alps? I don't know what borders China's northwestern kind of bulk. It's a lot of fucking mountains, I know that much. But yeah, the rain shadow. But the river, the Yangtze River, runs out of the fucking floodplains and out into the Yellow River and the Yangtze. And it just like fucking fertilizes the shit out of those plains. The Himalayas, okay. There you go. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, Western China is in the rain shadow of the Himalayas. That makes sense. The Alps is in Europe. Whatever, bro. You guys don't understand. Like, I could tell you where mountain ranges are in America because like that's what matters. The rest of you, I could throw out a bunch of mountain ranges, but goddamned if I know where they're at. Who cares? Who wants to see them? I got better ones. You know? Listen, as much as I hate to admit it, as a leftist, I've got a very American-centric worldview, okay? I hate to fucking be the guy to tell you, but you just don't matter here. Like, it matters. Like, we pay attention. We go like, ooh, Germany's in flames, but we're doing that slugging down cheap beer and, you know, fucking eating pizza and shit. Going, wow. You know, it's like entertainment for us.
You Europeans don't act like you care about all of Europe. The U.S. is basically the size of the entirety of Europe.
Yeah, well, they care about us because they have to.
Yeah.
Because we tell them how to dress, how to act, how to eat, what to say. Like, all of the culture that they emulate comes out of this country. All of their popular music is just permutations of American music now. They don't even, like, export their own shit anymore musically. All of their great bands came here to be Americans. The Beatles fucking got out of the British Isles as soon as they could.
We took John Oliver.
We took them all. Yeah. Canada, we stripped them bare of their talent.
Yeah.
Anybody talented in Canada ends up down here with at least a dual citizenship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I care about what is likely to impact me tomorrow. And that happens right here in the good old USA, baby. Let the eagle soar. You guys are like, you know how you treated us at the beginning when we were colonies? You guys are our colonies now. We just found a better way to do it. We colonized you with our culture.
And our money.
Yep. And if you want proof of this, because people would go like, whatever. We're nothing like America here. I was like, how far would you have to drive from your house to see the Golden Arches, bitch? How far? 1 mile? I'm sorry,
Coca-Cola.
1 kilometer? 2? Yeah. When's the last time you drank a frosty Coca-Cola, bitch? You're just like a subsidiary little fucking side project of America now. And you know what? You deserve it. Because that's how you treated us. We asked you to treat us with respect and dignity, and you sent your red coats. And we bloodied them up and kicked their asses back to that island. And now, all these couple fucking few hundred years later, we own you. How you like it? Get your finger out of my screen. Get your screen out of my finger. Poke you. Illusion of grandeur. Oh, wow. I think it's delusions of grandeur is what you were dragging out of your tiny little fucking micro brain. Yeah, let the eagle soar, man. Let the red, white, and blue cover this fucking planet in its warm embrace. Okay? It already does. Go outside of your house and see how long it takes to see an American brand or an American car or an American piece of fucking clothing or American style or hear American music bumping out of American radios. It's just America everywhere. But we just like let you guys suffer and don't really take care of you very much. We just profit off of you. We use you as a vacation destination when we want to see something old and quaint. Oh, look at that old church. Older than the United States, they say. Well, back to the good old U.S. we go. That's what you guys are to us. We're the tourist destination. That's why your cities are filled with the golden arches. They want us to feel right at home. Just like we were made to feel you redcoats right at home when you would show up with your delegations. I'm the Corsair of King Henry VI. We had to fucking suck your balls. Now you suck ours. Now we show up and I go like, damn, I'm hungry. Where's the McDonald's? Oh shit, half a kilometer. Nice.
Didn't TJ say like he ate at McDonald's and that was the best meal he had in Britain?
Yep. He said that the best food that, and I believe him, the best food that he ate the entire week that he stayed in Great Britain was McDonald's. Japan, a colony of ours. Australia, a colony of ours. India, yeah, all of it. Basically the world. The only one that really like fights back ever is Russia, and we're working on it.
And China.
Well, China, but China. Here's the thing.
Plays nice.
That's the thing. Russia wants to be like they want to be the dominant dick. China wants that too, but China's willing to play the American game. In the last 30 years, you know what's happened to China? Americanization has come to China. China has gone from a state capitalist nation to, a state communist nation to a state capitalist nation in the last 50 fucking years. And it's bloomed over there. People have gotten fucking rich over there. It's America over there too. The only place that resists, and they can't even resist, is Russia. But if you go to Russia, you're gonna hear American rap music, American rock music. You're gonna see people wearing American fashions and talking American slang. We're everywhere. We own it all, okay? Right now. That may not be forever, but right now we're daddy big dick. So we care about what happens here. TJ should have sought out a shepherd's pie. He said he had it. Like, he was like, dude, I went all to these big restaurants, Scotty, because Scotty's got a keen eye for the good restaurant. Scotty's a man that likes to eat. He likes fine dining. And so being adjacent to Scotty on a trip is good because you're going to get a good-ass meal out of it. He said he went with Scotty. He got the shepherd's pie. He got the bubbles and squeak. He got the fucking spotted dick. He ate it all. And he found himself, like, at the end of the night going like, man, I just want a fucking hamburger. Can we go get McDonald's? Boom, McDonald's. A bubble and squeak is what they call it. You can ask a fucking Brit what that is. I don't know. I know it's a thing, though. Bubble and squeak.
You got the recipe for it in that Harry Potter cookbook my mom got me.
Yeah, bubble and squeak.
I feel bad because I don't think I'm going to use any of those recipes.
Are they all meat?
A lot of them are, yeah.
Well, you can replace, like, the meat with other things, you know?
Yeah, but it's weird meat.
Oh.
That's the problem.
It's like
lamb
goose.
Shanks and shit.
Oh. Man, no, thank you. Bangers and mash, yeah. Man, I want a quarter pounder with cheese right now. I don't really like. Here's the thing: I'm still fiercely defensive of it, but I don't really crave that type of shit anymore. Like, I broke myself of it. Like I every once in a while I will crave like French fries from McDonald's, or like, you know, I'll get bean burritos from Taco Bell. Like, I'm not saying jalapeno poppers from Jack in the Box in the middle of the night if I'm feeling like a snacky food or something. So it's not like I'm above having fast food now, but like when it comes to like, man, I just want the big giant slop burger, I just don't even want that, because I know I couldn't eat more than 3 or 4 bites of that. Like, my appetite has gone.
The only interest you have in fast food is, pretty much just apps.
I like the fried stuff. I like the appetizer stuff. I like having a big thing of fries and eating it. That's still good, and it's not great for you, but it's not like before I started like changing the way I ate and stuff. I'd get like 2 or 3 big hamburgers. I get a quarter pounder and then 2 cheeseburgers and a large fry. You know?
Maybe even nuggies too.
Yeah, maybe even like a 5-piece nugget to go with that, or a 6-piece nugget to go with that, with some dips. And I'd go through that whole bag. I'd eat the whole shit. And then I'd feel like ass, and I'd go sleep for 6 hours, and I'd wake up and feel like I didn't sleep. It was horrible, bro. Horrible.
I'd have a giant family-sized bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Yep, I'd wake up and immediately be hungry, even though I ate like fucking 6 bags of McDonald's 6 hours ago. And I'd go get a big fucking like share-sized bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and I'd sit in my computer desk, and I'd sit there and eat most of that in a sitting. And I'm not saying I don't eat like that sometimes still. Sometimes I'll get on a roll with some shit, but I don't crave like the big, giant, sloppy, double, quadruple meat burger bacon bomb thing that I used to. Like, I just haven't had that. And the analogs that I have for that are so good that I don't really crave it no more. And it actually sounds kind of gross, and it would be a total waste for me to order like I used to. Because I'd eat maybe a quarter of that, maybe half of it, before I got so full I felt sick.
Yeah, we got our nice little frozen Impossible burgers. We're craving burgers now.
Those are great too, man. You can dress them up like a burger, put some tomato, or you just have them like a fucking cheeseburger. They're really good, honestly. They taste great.
You can't do thin patties though with it. It's a lot harder because it doesn't.
Yeah.
It can't bind as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to kind of just make a thicker burger with it, but they're great, man. I just don't care anymore. Like, food is a secondary thought to me. Like, there's some days where Amelia's got to like remind me to eat something because all I had was a bagel, you know. It's like today, I ate 2 eggs and a piece of toast this morning, and I haven't eaten anything since.
No, we had the grilled cheese. Remember?
Oh yeah, we had grilled cheese. That's right. I forgot about the grilled cheese. We had a grilled cheese and a thing of soup for lunch. That's right. But it's not uncommon for me to like go till the evening time and only eat one thing in the morning. You know, I don't obsess about food the way I used to. I still do sometimes. I get hungry, I snack, I'm done, you know.
I don't know.
Bean burgers are surprisingly good. I like the black bean burgers sometimes, but I just like black beans in general. But I prefer the Beyond burgers, honestly. Like, those things are just fucking good. Yeah, I mean, I'll still do that from time to time. Have like a bag of chips, and I'll eat, more than I probably should, just because I'm absent-mindedly just putting calories in my maw. Like, I'll still do that from time to time, but it's like, that was an everyday thing for me. It's like, get a big bag of fast food, get 2 big bags of fast food twice a day, and then like fucking snack all day, and ice creams and chips and dips and this and that. It's just calorie central, man. I don't count calories at all. But I know that I'm eating probably a quarter of the calories intake that I was when I was, tipping the scales and shit. Like, I've got a good solid feeling that I might be below 300 pounds now. Like, I feel like I've lost a significant amount of weight since the last time I went to the doctor.
We do have a scale if you don't want to.
No, I don't. I don't care. I will wait. But I feel very confident that I will see something like 295 or something when I go in, and that might be high. Maybe it's 290. But I feel very confident that I will be below 300 the next time I weigh in. because I've lost a noticeable amount of weight since I went to the doctor last, and I weighed in at 310 then. And that's a huge weight loss for me. That weigh-in was great to see that. Because, man, I was 367. I'm right about that, right? I was 310 or something around there.
Something like that.
Yeah. So, but I remember that 367 because that was like an indictment, man. I was like, fuck. I'm well on my way to 400 pounds here. And I'm going to keep going up. Can't do that. I've never once in my life seen a scale say 400. And if I have anything to say about it, I won't. That shit is fucked. I can't even imagine. Dude, being 300 plus is fucked. Back is fucked. Everything feels fucked. But 400's got to be a whole different fucking planet of pain. $346, yeah. I mean, that to me, that was nice when I started seeing those three, you know, because like to me, it was like that was 20 pounds lost.
I think ultimately it's like what worked for you really was changing your relationship with food.
Yeah.
You pick a diet and it's not the same.
There is no adherence hanging over my head. I eat till I'm full and I only eat when I'm hungry. And that's it.
And
That's what I did.
A little better choices.
Yeah, we eat at home more, and when I order from something from somewhere, it's not a big meat bomb of low quality meat and shit. It's, you know, I'll get a bean burrito, I'll get a, you know, it's not like health food, but it's
more protein and vegetables.
Yeah, and more fiber for sure. Yeah. You know, so my whole gut biome is better. You know, the whole thing is just like your health improves exponentially as you lose weight, especially if you're losing weight by fundamentally changing the way you eat. So your body's just burning things naturally, you know?
I feel like the better approach to weight loss is address the binge eating first.
Yeah.
Because, like, most fat people aren't eating giant meals every day. It's like they'll have a pretty normal day.
They graze all day.
Yeah.
So it's like in between the meals is when all the calories are happening. They're slugging down 3 sodas at work.
Yeah.
And a candy bar at lunch, and then they come home and they have another big giant burger plate meal or a big pizza. You know what I mean? And so it's like if they only ate the couple slices of pizza or the burger and a breakfast something, they'd be fine. But it's because
big bag of chips at the middle of the night,
and the Monster Energy drink and the pint of ice cream before you go to bed, and all of that stuff is what gets people up into that range where they're packing on weight. Like, I was probably, I'm not a big calorie guy. I know that that doctors, when they want me to lose weight, they've told me you need to be on like 2,000 calories a day, max. And if you can get a little below that, all the better, right? I was probably eating easily 3,500 calories a day on average, maybe even more. And that, you know, that plus sedentary, you're just going to balloon, man. Had I not done something back then, I'd probably be over 400 pounds now. Had I seen that on the scale and just been like, oh, well, I'm still below 400. The next time I went in, I'd have been 380. Next time I went in, I'd be 402. Be fucked. I can't even imagine that, bro. I look at Boogie. I know Boogie's tipping up towards 500 pounds. Just looking at his frame, I can tell how the weight sits on him. He's every bit of 480 pounds. Every bit. And that is fucking crazy. I can't even imagine that. Crowdfunded a fucking surgery. Used the fucking Goodwill money he got after the surgery to buy big bags of Arby's and ice cream shakes and got big and fat again.
Well, didn't he, like, was he the one?
They both crowdfunded their surgery.
No, but was he the one that went to Mexico and got a discount? It was Wings that got the discount one.
Wings crowdfunded 30 grand or more for an American surgery. Then found out that he could get it for like 5 grand if he went down to Mexico. kept the rest of that money and bought a car with it. Money that people gave him to save his life because he was crying about how he was going to die. So they gave him money to save his life. He cheaped out on it when he got a Mexican gastric bypass, which whatever. I don't blame people for doing that.
Yeah, I don't think it's much different, honestly.
But in his case, he should have went and got the $30,000 American one. Fucking piece of shit. But he went and bought a fucking Mustang with it. And flexed it. And then started eating bags of Wendy's chili. And then people started like because he got doxxed, so people would DoorDash him shit. And instead of just throwing it away, he'd eat it on the stream. And then he would use that as an excuse. You trolls just keep sending me my stuff. What am I supposed to do? Let it go bad? It's like, yes, throw it in the garbage can. Tell the people you won't take it. I didn't order this. There's people harassing me.
Yeah, put a little sign on your door.
Take me off your list.
Yeah, just put a sign on your door saying like,
I didn't order it.
DoorDash, it's you.
Yeah.
It's all you, bro. If
Yep.
you want it, take it.
Yep. Enjoy the free DoorDash. Do not leave it here. Because I didn't order it. Period. But he didn't. He just he would get up in the middle of the stream. Oh, somebody's ringing the doorbell. Bet it's DoorDash. And he'd come back in with this giant, waddling back in with this big fat bag filled with like Wendy's chili and cheeseburgers and a big old Frosty. And he'd sit there and eat it. Right in those people's faces that came out of pocket. See, that's why I don't crowdfund shit. Okay? Shit. Unless it's like a piece of merch. Right? Like if we do a pre-order for merch, you're going to get the thing. But I don't come to you guys and go like, oh, my doctor's bills, oh, my taxes, oh, this, oh, that. I need to make money.
I mean, crowdfunding money to pay taxes is probably the dumbest thing you could do because you gotta pay taxes on the money.
Hey, you pay taxes on the money that you pay the taxes with. It's fucking retarded. But I see people doing it.
Yeah.
Darkside Phil is known for that. Guys, I got a big giant tax bill coming up, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Gotta donate. You gotta contribute. Support the stream. Because my taxes. It's like, shut up. If you're gonna do this for a living, don't come to people begging. Give them something.
Yeah.
Do more work.
The format of Onion Nuggets is you get this piece of content
Right.
for this amount of money.
Right. You guys want a longer show that's not just a news bomb? That's what Onion Nuggets used to be. Just nothing but the news, and then we get to the end of it, it's over.
Flash Fried was 2 hours.
Yep, Flash Fried was 2 hours. Early Onion Nuggets was 3.
Yeah.
Now it's 6, because we added goals. Hey, if you want to hear us talk about this.
And the one time it didn't happen recently, people were bitching. Even though the paradigm they were fine with it for every other show.
Right. Well, there was no counter bitching when we made everything we didn't make on the first show back on the second.
Yeah.
Because we went way over our fucking goal on the second. So it's like, there's never a thread like, oh, guess we were wrong. It's always just like, is the show dying? And then when we blow the goal out of the water, the next show, it's just crickets.
Yeah. It's communicated clearly to people.
It's not, you know what, Phoebes, you're right. I can have a little bit of a toxic boomer Irish work ethic. I can. But you know what? It's not bad advice. Because nobody gets rich sitting around on their duff doing nothing. Nobody makes their fucking ends meet sitting around on their duff doing nothing. And if you're not working hard, work hard. You'll make more money. You know? People go like, oh, it's worse now than when you were young. It's like, okay, does the rule not apply? Get out and work.
Like, so many people misinterpreted your NEET thing. It's
Yeah.
like, well, I live with my parents. It's like, but are you working? Then you're not a NEET.
Yeah.
NEET has a very clear definition.
NEET is not in education, employment, or training. That means you're doing nothing. You're sitting around on your sour balls playing World of Warcraft and letting mom pay for everything. If that's you, you're a NEET. And if that's you, unless you've got like a massive amount of fucking physical disabilities, and I'm talking massive, because I've known people that had worse than you got that worked. So don't talk to me. You got massive physical disabilities or massive mental disabilities that keep you from fucking working a job. There's no excuse. Zero. I'm autistic, so?
Very least, fucking clean your mom's house.
Yeah,
Fucking
do something.
Go do the grocery shopping, do the cooking, do whatever.
It's commenting on your hardcore work ethic because I respect that kind of thing, and I have it too. I have to keep it going in the daytime. Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, like, yeah, I don't. Look, dude, I understand it can be kind of a toxic. Like, you got to fucking get out there and bust your hump, and maybe there are ways around that, but I don't know.
There are people that said that they were inspired by that to start busting.
Tons of people. I get DMs all the time from people like, "Thanks for calling out the NEET thing, because I got out of my house. Feels good." Yeah, over. You make me feel so mellow. Like summer night plus beer. I've missed it, man. I've really missed the summer night plus beer. Cheers, cheers, cheers to another Modelo. Neats.
Like, I would just do my whiskey, but that's more of like I'm chilling by myself and I just want to get a quick head change.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is for chilling with people.
Yeah. It's conversational. Beer by nature. It's a conversational
It's a slow
thing.
ramp.
I think a lot of people get fucked up with beer because they'll just like get a 6-pack and drink it while they're watching TV and shit. Man, if you're just like lonely drinking, that can get out of control. If you want to get like a quick drink and get a head change, that's one thing. It's like when you're sitting all night just killing a 24-pack of Bud. I knew people like that, man.
I got that wine too for that tomato sauce for that lasagna. I don't know if I'm feeling the lasagna tonight. Maybe tomorrow.
No, that's fine. It's a big undertaking. Do whatever. And because we've got such a good method for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you ain't got to do it tonight. What else do we got?
We got the stuff for the tofu rice bowls.
Those are good.
We got some leftovers.
Oh yeah, we got the leftover.
We got leftover pizza, leftover.
Let's just
rice
do
and
that.
meat.
Let's
Yeah,
do
just
leftovers.
Do like a combo leftover night.
And we'll just warm up there because we got 2 slices of pizza, right?
Yeah.
We'll split those.
And I had half of the rice last night, but we still got the hummus.
Oh yeah.
One flatbread.
Let's
but
clean
we can
out.
do chips with the
Yeah.
hummus too. So.
Yeah, let's just clean out the leftovers tonight.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just have the rice and you can have the pizza.
That's up to you. Yeah, we could split it up that way.
And then we'll just share the rest of the hummus.
I missed the weekend 6-pack from my early 20s, just taking it easy with an RPG I was grinding on. I never drank like that alone. I smoke alone all the time though. I would get just blazed and play a game all day. I remember my first a relationship ended because I got, well, not because, but like the straw that broke the camel's back was I got obsessed with Jet Set Radio Future, which was a game that came on a double disc with another game on it with my Xbox. And I got obsessed with that game, like unhealthily obsessed. The music in it was running through my head all night. I was dreaming about it. Sometimes I'll get it, a game will come out. It's been a long time since I've had a game like this, but it's happened to me a few times in my life. A game will come out and I will get so into it that it's like all I want to do. I think about it all day. I think about it all night. I dream about it at night. And then I wake up and
was it a very achievement-based game where you got those little dopamine hits?
Which game are we even talking about now?
The game that you just were talking about.
I can't fucking remember what game.
The game that you said ended your relationship.
Oh, Jet Set Radio Future. Yeah. No. Well, yeah, kind of. I mean, it was like an open world. It's different big levels, yeah. And it's a rollerblading game with techno music. You saw me playing like the spiritual successor to it. Yeah. Cartoonish, stylish, rollerblades, do tricks and stuff. You get to secret areas, and so it was achievement based in that. There was always something to be looking for in the. But I just liked fucking playing it. I just would just do nothing in it. Yeah. Like it got to the point where I'd gotten most of the things, and I wasn't super obsessed with completing every little thing. But I'd unlocked everything, I'd beat the game, and I still wanted to play it. So I would just load it up and go to a level and fucking just travel around it and listen to the music. And I was doing it, I had like a week off of work. I don't remember for what. I think it was...
For your cyst?
No, it wasn't that. It was for... I'd taken some vacation. I know what it was. My boss had warned me. They were like, you've accrued max vacation...
Oh, and it was gonna.
And if you don't take it before, it was in like December, or November that they told me. They were like, you need to take like a week of vacation, otherwise you won't accrue anymore. Yeah. And I was like, shit. Well, I guess I'll take a week in December. So I took like the first week of December off, on vacation leave, or vacation time, and I literally just no-lifed it. I sat in my living room, morning, noon, night. Smoking weed, eating freezer pizza and chips, and playing that game. And at the end, like towards the middle of that week, my girlfriend was like, oh, I'm going over to my friend's house. I'm going to stay with her for a couple of days. She just broke up with her boyfriend. She's having a hard time. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. You know, she leaves. A day later, she calls me and she goes, hey, did you do that thing out in the garden that you said you were going to do? We had like a little garden box out in front that I was going to clean out all the weeds. And I was like, huh? No, I didn't do it yet. And she was like, I'm leaving you. I was like, what? You're leaving me? She's like, yeah, I'm sick of you. Like, you just fucking sit around playing video games all day. And I was like, what? All right. All right, come home. No, I'm not coming home. I'm gone. It's like, oh, shit. And I hung up the phone. And I played more Jet Set. That's how it went down. I cried later. But I was in the middle of a thing, so I did the Jet Set for a few hours. True fucking gamer hours, bro. I'm not built that way. I don't have that constitution no more, you know?
Last time, you don't play console games like that anymore, where you're sitting on the couch.
Nah.
Last time you did that was with it was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it was that Final Fantasy whatever.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy VII retrograde.
Did they ever do the second part of that? Or?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, you just haven't had any interest in it.
No.
It just had been too long.
Yeah, I'd have to replay the other one again. My first wife left me in the middle of me playing Doom. I sat down and immediately started playing. Oh yeah, dude. I went goblin mode. Like, I went full goblin mode on the video games because, you know, when you're playing a game, you've got a problem to deal with. You cannot worry about that other shit, you know? So it was like masking pain. It was like, fuck it, man. Okay. I'm single then. Fuck you. Nobody can tell me to go fuck that garden box. You know? I mean, this was not a marriage. I was in my very early 20s. I was still a kid. You know, basically. But
you know what happened? she was scheming with her friend.
Scheming?
Yeah.
Oh, you think it was all a plan?
I mean, not like, I just mean like they get to talking and then all the problems start getting pointed out.
She was probably trying to give her some catharsis, like, oh, you think you got it bad with your man?
Yeah.
My guy hasn't stopped playing fucking video games this whole week.
They just feed off each other.
Yep. You're right. You're so right. I've never thought of it that way, but you're right. I always thought she did it on purpose. Like, I'm planning on leaving him. I'm gonna give him one chance. If he, of his own volition, does what he says he was gonna do, then maybe I'll talk to him about it. But if I call him in a couple of days and he says he hasn't done the thing that he said he was gonna do,
I think it didn't become a test until after she got over there and started talking with her friend. I think that's when it became a test.
yeah. Dude, she was so whack too. Like, after she left, I got with another girl, and she all of a sudden she'd left a bunch of crap, and I'd very kindly packed it up in boxes and put it in my garage. I didn't throw it out. I was well within my rights. It was all abandoned shit. She was living somewhere else. It was months later with no contact from her. So I could have thrown it all out, but I didn't. And all of a sudden one day she just shows up like she still lives there. Walks up, knocks on the door. My girl is there, my new girl. And I have to go out in the garage and help her carry boxes out. And I told her straight up, I was like, don't ever fucking come back here. I was like, you better have everything, because you're not coming back. You don't live here. I don't want you around. Oh, I'm sorry. I just. And then my fucking new girlfriend was all pissed. I went inside. She immediately stood up and stormed out. She was like, you're still involved with that ex and blah, blah, blah. I was like, fuck, no, I'm not. She's just insane.
I don't know. It wasn't necessarily a test, but I think one of the straws for me was when I left to go to my friend's wedding, and then my ex-boyfriend left while I was gone. He was supposed to be watching the cat.
Oh.
Just left him with food.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Because he had been on a trip for like a week. And like I was telling him, like, I told you have to come back because I need to go on my trip. And he came back at the last minute, and then he got pissed that I left. It's like, well, someone has to watch the cat. You were supposed to be back 3 days ago.
Yeah, that's red flags territory right there. Anybody that's not taking good care of the fucking animal that they have is bad news bears.
Yeah. So I didn't end it, but it was like one of the final straws. The final straw was getting an engagement ring to resell rather than for me.
Yeah. That's whatever. She didn't even call or anything. Yeah, I mean, I truncate these stories. There was the whole time, I was pretty pathetic. I was calling her, I begged her to let me come talk to her. And so I went to the place where she was moved back in with her parents in Madeira. So I went all the way to Madeira to talk to her. And I showed up, and to her credit, she just leveled with me. So I was like, dude, I love you. I don't want to lose you. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. I'll stop playing video games. I'll stop smoking weed, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Just giving the whole fucking rap, the pathetic, please take me back rap. And she looked at me and she was like, I have something I have to tell you. I was like, okay. She goes, I was not faithful to you. And I was like, oh. Well, like what? Like how many guys? Like how many times? And she looked at me for a second, then she just said, several. And I was like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I was like, ooh. Wasn't expecting that one. I gotta go. It's like, in a row? I don't think that's what she meant. I think over the course of our 4-year association, she'd probably slept with 7 or 8 fucking different dudes.
That you found out about later.
Yeah, that I found out about some of them later. I didn't find out about all of them, but I put 2 and 2 together on some of them and got explicit proof of others, and that was that. But it was yeah, that was a learning experience, man. After that, there was no calls and shit. It was months later that she just shows up out of the blue, being all nice and smiley and flirty with me and shit, trying to get me in trouble with my girlfriend. Guaranteed is what it was about. Took one for the team, I guess so, man. I mean, look, dude, everybody's got a rocky history. Romance is fucking messy, man. You know, I don't know what to tell you. And like, you look back on things like that, and I know people would say it's kind of like a cucked thing to say, but I brought that shit on myself to a certain extent. I'm not saying I forced her to go be unfaithful, but I wasn't the greatest fucking boyfriend to have back then. I was impulsive, depressed a lot, angry a lot, hardworking, but other than that, I had nothing in the tank for anybody in a really bad way, you know. A lot of my time was focused on negative self-destruction shit. I was just a bad attitude to have around you at that time in my life, you know. I was a bad influence on people, I think. And, you know, I added all that fucking toxic shit to the mix. So that, you know, it takes two to tango. It always does. But that's one thing I'll say is that I was faithful as fucking shit. And I always have been. I've never really been a dude, you know. The closest I ever cheated was the end of my last marriage. I met somebody, and that was like the catalyst to finally get me to go like, fuck it, this marriage is dead.
Yeah, like you cut the cord before.
I never touched that person.
Happened.
I never even met that person in real life. Yeah. It was just the capacity for me to develop those types of feelings for another person was the sign. It was the big flashing road sign that was like, you're done, dude. And I'm not the type of person that's going to carry on some clandestine fucking side piece relationship for months and months. And I just couldn't do it, man. I'm nothing if not faithful, you know. And I've been taken advantage of multiple times in my life because of that, you know. Because I presume it in other people. I do. But I can't be any different. I cannot... As much as I try, I can't be that suspicious, protective, angry, angsty, paranoid guy that just like, ooh, who are you talking to? Let me see your phone. Like that, that is not in me, and I won't be that way. I just won't. I can't. It just feels wrong. If somebody did that to me, I'd tell them to go fuck themselves. So, well, maybe not, but you get my drift. It wouldn't feel good. Your father accused you of cheating. Yeah, everybody did. To everybody, what it looked, and look, dude, they didn't have the information. To what it looked like to them was, oh, Paul's been cheating, and he left his wife for a young chick in Texas. Whatever, you know. If they would have taken 5 minutes to talk to me, they would have found out what happened. You know, I'm not saying I was the good guy. I'm not trying to say I did everything perfect, but I did the best I could do. And I think I did right by my ex by not dragging it out and two-timing and all that bullshit. I didn't do that to her. I left as soon as I, you know, felt like somebody wanted me again. Somebody liked me again. And I was like, and I liked that person. And I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to do this.
Or as they'd say now, caught feelings.
Yeah, I caught feelings, yeah. You know, and they were real. They weren't like love or anything. It was just like, you know, hey, this person, I want to fuck this person. I think this person is nice. You know, is that like I got a crush or whatever? And I'd never really felt that way about a woman while I was married to my ex. Until that point. And it was really like a flashing light in my face how much the relationship had deteriorated up until that point, you know? Had someone leave me for someone else, immediately destroyed any desire to be around them. Thankfully, there was a powerful tropical storm for me to walk around in and scream at the top of my lungs. Yeah. Everybody deals with it a different way. You know, that's a healthy-ish way, although tropical storm is kind of dangerous. But, well, whatever. You survived it. Cheers. Cheers. I usually just deal with breakups, at least I have in the past, pretty poorly. I just get pretty depressed, get pretty self-destructive. You know, I get sad. I get, kind of like a hermit. I just stop taking calls from people. I just post up in my house, or like go places without telling people and just stay. That's the kind of person. That's how I deal. I need to be away from people for a while because, like, I hate the platitudes, man.
I feel like you did a little bit better with your last one because you like forced yourself to go be around family and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I was suffering. I was in a bad way, and so I needed to reboot and come home to, like, at least come back to my hometown, to somewhere where I knew everybody, and I didn't have to worry about them not being accepting of me and all of that. I just knew that I had people that loved me, and I just went there, and that was good. That's a sign of, like, I think, maturity or whatever. Because before it was just me, drugs, booze, driving around, going on trips and not telling anybody. Like, I'd go overnight to a place, just stay by myself, just to be in a different room.
This Dirty D helped take care of you too.
Oh yeah. Well, he makes that kind of hard. You can't just up and leave a dirty dinosaur behind. But no, he was my little companion through it, Boogie helped me too. Boogie was my little helper. Not with a breakup, but that's when I was sad. Yeah, Dinor knows it all. He's heard all the secrets. He knows all the deep, dark secrets. He don't care.
Do you think the reason why he's not super cuddly is because he saves it for when you're feeling really down?
I just think he's naturally not a super cuddly guy, but he knows when you're feeling that way, and he knows that cuddles feel good during that time.
You like pets and attention, but not so much huggles.
Yeah. Most dogs don't like a hug.
Especially because he's got a little, like, kind of terrier-ish to them, and they're a little more sensitive.
Yeah.
They're like legs and shit. He doesn't have, like, spindly legs or nothing, but he's got that kind of instinct to, like, protect his legs and shit.
Mm-hmm. It's such a stark difference to watch this stream and TJ at the same time. Paul's having a chill personal convos. TJ's trying to come up with an ass-themed restaurant to rival Hooters.
Yeah, he's doing his abandoned hope right now.
I didn't know it was tonight.
Well, I knew it was tonight, but when he starts, is anyone's guess.
Yeah, I usually, like, if I know he's doing it, I'll usually, like, forget. Yeah. I don't like to cross-stream.
Yeah, but I had no fucking clue when he was going to do it.
I didn't even know it was tonight. I wasn't paying attention. So. Yeah. That's funny, though. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Like, I stopped trying to announce them because it wouldn't happen when he said they were going to happen.
Combine them. Yeah. Let's go join TJ.
I don't think he does it on StreamYard, though.
He doesn't. He fears my influence. He doesn't want the Paul fucking run in. No, I'm kidding. I like doing it on StreamYard because I like the idea that if one of the guys feels like it, they can pop in. Or you. If you wanted to just pop in and talk, you could do it. But I really don't like doing StreamYard anyway, to be frank.
It only pisses me off because the audio's a bitch if you don't do it that way.
Yeah. I prefer doing these. I like being outside. I like being on my phone. I like the formatting of this. I like the kind of nonchalance of it. And I've really come to enjoy the vertical streaming shit.
I think also too it's harder to be behind on a short stream because you can't really scrub the way you can on a normal stream.
True.
Like you're kind of just stuck with it being live for the most part.
Yeah. You don't strike me as a Modelo guy. What's a Modelo guy like? I didn't know that there was a thing such as a Modelo guy. What does that even mean? What would I do if I were a Modelo guy? How would I look? I just like beer. I'll drink a beer. It's a good... Modelo is a good, easy drinking, crisp, refreshing burr.
It's also like a little bit squatter than some other beer bottles, so it's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's not this big skinny thing.
Yeah. It's just a pleasing beer. It's easy drinking. It's not the best beer in the world, but it's easy drinking. TJ thing feels like a show. Yours is more of a live stream. What's the difference? A live stream is a show, and a show can be a live stream, right?
Well, maybe they mean that like TJ has more of a plan when he does his.
He has any plan at all, it's more of a plan than I have. My plan typically is to sit out here and chill. That's my plan.
But he's got to have an agenda, I think, to stream.
Yeah. Well, that's a weird thing about TJ is that when I lived with him, when I was around him like more, he loved coming and sitting down, but he just doesn't like doing it as long as I like doing it. Mm-hmm. We would do streams. He'd sit outside with me for a couple hours, and when he got bored or done talking, he would just wander off, and I'd keep streaming.
I feel like maybe he can't focus unless he has an agenda, maybe.
Well, that's the thing is like I think TJ honestly would like feel better. Like maybe he involves Scotty in his abandoned hopes.
Yeah.
Like I don't see why not. I think I'm not saying TJ can't do solo stuff, but when he's streaming, I feel like TJ often benefits from having somebody to soundboard off of when he's streaming.
We've done a few abandoned hopes with them.
Tons.
Do you remember that one with the audio nightmare? Where you weren't mic'd up.
Oh, yeah. Where he had my mic fucking turned off.
And you were coming halfway through Scotty's mic.
That was garbage. Fucking garbage, bro. I mean, what are you going to do? Whoa, shit. God damn it. Oh, good catch.
I think someone said, like, it sounded like you were in, like, a dungeon downstairs or
it's
something.
Fucking nuts, bro. It was wild.
Because the shitty audio guy tried to boost you the best he could, but he didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Well, it was on TJ, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, TJ would use that studio for his own shit. Mm-hmm. And so he would go and mute Scotty's mic and mute my mic so that he wasn't getting echoes and feedback and shit. And then I showed up, and it was on him. I didn't fuck with that over there. He was the one that knew where to press the button and mute this. He was like, he got everything set up. We did our little test, 1, 2. Everything. He said everything was fine. We do the whole fucking like 2.5 hour show. I think it was we were like watching trailers or something. I can't remember what we were doing. It might have been an Abandoned Hope.
It was an Abandoned Hope.
Oh, okay. We were doing all kind, but it was a great Abandoned Hope. I remember like the energy was great. We were laughing a lot, and then at the end of it, it was just like, yeah, you were unhearable. You were half in, half out for all of it. No, it wasn't even that. You could hear me, everything I said, but it was all filtered through Scotty's mic, which is like 10 feet away from me.
But and was TJ not wearing headphones?
Of course he wasn't. Of course he was not. Of course he was not. Oh, well, whatever. That's old salt. That's old drip. God, that's good. Farfallone, lappalone, appetita, la parala. You look like you play Dungeons and Dragons, ride a Sportster, and have a Chihuahua named Sparkles.
Well, you've done 2 of those things. You have played Dungeons and Dragons, and you did used to have a Chihuahua.
That is true. I used to have 2 Chihuahuas. I technically have 25% of a Chihuahua now.
Yeah.
So you got me like half right, I think. What's a Sportster? Is that a bike?
Or they mean a car.
I don't know what a sport car. I don't have a sports car. So you got me wrong there.
Big fat SUV.
Yeah, I got a big giant SUV that I drive around in. I don't do sports car, but otherwise, I think you got me. I mean, I don't currently play Dungeons and Dragons, but I would. I don't have anything against it. I like Dungeons and Dragons, and I have played it.
Okay, let's see. Harley Davidson has a Sportster.
So it's a bike.
Yeah.
Huh.
You're not a motorcycle.
Nah, man, I'm not a bike rider. It's a cool looking bike, though. It's definitely, I like it better than like a big giant Harley chopper. I like the Sportster kind of bikes more. Like my favorite bike, the bike that I thought was the coolest was there was a guy that was a regular at a Starbucks I worked at back in the early 2000s. And he had a Ducati. Do you even ride Ducati, bro? I was like, dude, I don't ride anything. You want to ride my Ducati, bro? No. You want to look at my Ducati? Yeah, I'll check out your Ducati, bro. But I'm not going to ride that fucking thing. It was a pretty bike.
Have you ever been on one ever?
Yeah. Yeah. I rode bitch on motorcycles when I was a kid. I mean, I'm sorry, that's a sad term, but yeah. And I've ridden dirt bikes, which, you know, you put them on pavement, they ride just like a bike. So I know how they work. But, just ride behind other people.
I think the last time I was off a motorcycle was when I was like 8.
Yeah.
My dad put me on the back of his motorcycle. And he had one of those helmets that didn't have a visor, so I just got like bugs all in my face and hair and shit.
Damn.
That turned me off.
That's brutal, yeah. That is brutal. Yeah, that Harley Sportster is a neat looking bike, but not for me, man. Give me something big and chonky to drive around. Or small and economical. I'm fine with that too. But I'm a sports car guy, I'm not. Not that I wouldn't like to have a sports car.
They're not comfy though.
No, they're not for comfort.
You like doing big road trips.
Yeah, I'm a good driver. I'm a good long haul driver. So I like having a big, giant, heavy, safe, comfy SUV to ride around in. Or a truck, I guess. But no point in the truck for us.
Maybe someday. Someday it'll be like, we need a pickup truck.
We need a pickup truck. We need a pickup truck. I put a boot in your ass. Yeah, I'd love to. Dude, I would love it if my parents still had their old F-150. They had a 1969 Ford F-150. It was beautiful.
Did it just bust or?
It just got like old. I mean, they kept it so nice, but it was costing them an arm and a leg because it would break down, things would wear out. Old cars start to cost more eventually.
And then the parts are so old, it's a bitch to find them probably.
But it was so cherry, they sold it right away. I mean, somebody scooped it right up, and I was so sad. Because that was a
more
cool...
like a passion project car than a practical car.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, it would still work. I mean, eventually you'd have to slam a new engine in it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find an engine for something that old.
That my parents had already slammed a new engine in it.
Yeah.
And it was due for another one, probably, about the time they sold it. But, as far as, like, the body and shit, that should fucking go forever. To put a new engine in it, you could haul a fucking trailer on that thing still. It's just a beautiful car, beautiful old truck. Manual steering too, so you had to crank. They had the big wheel because you had to have a lot of torque to get it over. Not very safe. Bench seating with a lap belt. 69, you know, that was legal. It's still legal.
Yeah. Have you ever been in the bitch seat, like in between the two driver's seats?
Yeah, that's not fair. It's not fun. But as a kid, it wasn't that bad.
I did it one time as a kid. I was like over at a friend's house and they had a truck and I was in the bitch seat.
Yeah.
It's funny, when I went to go visit my family with my siblings. I'm like, I'm not sitting in the middle again. I had to sit in the middle between your two car seats when you guys were little. I'm doing that again.
No.
One of you's gotta be in the middle.
You gotta pull rank. And one of you tiny ones are in the middle. Deal with it. You don't want me in the middle.
And I was fine when we were in Vegas because it was just whatever. It just happened.
Yeah.
But
Are you Santa Claus? No. Santa Claus is not real. I'm sorry. Sorry to ruin your fucking night. But Sandy Claus is fake. Okay? He never existed in the first place.
why you know what got me when I was a kid?
What?
I was like, why would they have barcodes on the toys?
True. Why does Santa... I thought he made the toys. Why did Santa put barcodes and packaging on the toys like he's going to sell them at retail? That's smart. I was too dumb for that.
Your mom probably put more effort in, honestly.
Way more. My parents were diabolical. We had a fireplace when I was young, and they would put boot prints and soot coming out of the fireplace in the morning. I told my dad one year, I want to build a trap. I want to trap Santa to prove he's real. My dad was like, all right. So we built this thing. My dad built it was a string thing, and it was pinned underneath a cookie plate. And the idea behind it is when you move that cookie plate, it would go zip, it would grab you around the wrist and zip, and on the other end of it, over a pulley, it went out of the dining room through the little breezeway into the entryway, was pots and pans hanging there, and it would go clank, 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 clank. So he would be trapped trying to get that thing off, and we could run out.
Yeah.
And so when I woke up on Christmas Day, I was like, oh shit, Santa didn't come. I went out there. My dad, obviously, and mom had put pillows underneath where the pots and pans were. Mm-hmm. And there was a white sooty glove in the noose.
Yeah, they were trying a lot harder
than
my mom did.
Yeah, a white sooty glove in the noose. And he left a note, thanks for the cookies and good try. Yeah. And I was like, you motherfucker. But then my parents were so good. The next year when he came, he was like, hey, PJ, hope you like your toys, whatever. He would leave us all a little note, my sister and I. Well, it was not all, me and my sister. Hey, PJ, hope you enjoy your toys. Do you think you could give me my glove back? My hand is really cold. And I felt awful. And so next Christmas, I was like, give me the sooty glove. So we put it out with the cookies, and he was like, thanks, PJ, my hand feels so much better. I was like, damn, man, I had his whole fucking glove for a year. What a son of a bitch I am. I shouldn't have done that to poor Sandy Claus. Dude, my parents were crazy with it, bro.
How many times did you sit on Santa's lap?
Oh, a ton.
Yeah.
See, I knew early on that wasn't Santa, though, because the first time when I was really little, I was probably like, there's pictures of me sitting on my granddad's lap, dressed like Santa, and then my dad's lap. So, we would do Christmas Eve at my grandma's house on my dad's side. And there would always be a Santa, because there was all these kids that were around my age, all my cousins. So somebody would play Santa, and usually for a lot of years, it was my granddad. And I knew immediately that it was him. You can tell, you know what I mean? But I didn't tell the other kids. And then when I asked my parents about it, they were like, okay, Santa has a lot of helpers. He can't be everywhere at once. And so he has people that will dress up as Santa, and your granddad and your dad are one of those. And I bought that. I was like, okay, that seems fair. Because, yeah, you're right. He can't be... There's probably a million kids that want to have Santa, and he can't do that. I get it. He's got helpers.
He could be at every house in one night, but not everywhere all at
That
once.
never came into question. That's the magic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first time I questioned it. The second time I questioned it, I was probably like 9.
Yeah.
And I'd been thinking about it, at school and shit. Kids were talking. And I remember, I'll never forget it. We were at Pismo Beach. My dad was driving the truck with my little sister asleep in it, and my mom was driving the Jeep back. And we're driving down Grover Beach. Sun is setting. It's starting to get cold, you know, and in the Jeep with all the fucking snap top off, it was just open to the air. So I'm like bundled up in the seat, and she's driving us home, you know, back to the hotel. And I just straight up said to her, I was like, Mom, Santa ain't real, right? I was probably like 9 or 8. And she was like, all right, no. But if you tell your sister, I will beat your little ass. I was like, I'm not going to tell. I was just wondering. She's like, no, he's not real. Just a story. I guess you're old enough now. It's like, all right. It was very transactional. I wasn't sad about it. I was just like, oh.
Well, I think the reason why I was upset about it is it was like the Christmas after my parents divorced.
Oh. So it's like death and death. It's like, we've killed your idea of us as your parents. Now let us kill Santa Claus. Called your dad and called your mom a liar about Santa Claus. Well, he lied about Santa Claus too, though.
Well, he was almost never around. Like, I don't even think he was at a lot of the Christmases because he was traveling so much.
Oh, yeah. He must have, when you were a kid, said something about Santa to you, though.
Maybe. But yeah, it's finding out Santa isn't real, like the year your parents divorced isn't exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. That's rough. I will admit that's rough. But yeah, for me, I felt cool about it because I was like, all right, yeah, now I know something adult that I ain't supposed to know. I was obsessed with adults, though.
And I had to keep it a secret from my dad's girlfriend's kid.
Yeah.
Because he hadn't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
So I had to get bribed with an iPod.
Yeah.
Did you get bribed?
Fuck no, I didn't get bribed. No, but I didn't throw a fit about it. I asked, and she just answered, and I felt cool about it. That's one of the things that I learned in therapy. My therapist one day came in, and he was very, like, he was a little sadistic, I think, because he was like, it was almost like he could sense when I'd had a good therapy session.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to needle, it was almost felt that way. Like, I'm going to bring up something I haven't brought up before that's tough for him. And he hit me with one day, he was like, Paul, would you find it insulting if I were to tell you that I believe that you were improperly socialized when you were a child? And I was like, yes. It's like I had tons of friends. I was around people all the time. He was like, that was the problem. The people you were around most of the time were adults, and they were doing adult things. They were non-child aware, and that is improper socialization. You are more aware of the things that you say than you should be. You think too hard about what other people say as a result of you skipped the line. At times when other kids were having to find other things to do or socializing with their siblings alone or their friends, you were running around an insane party atmosphere with people that were 3 decades older than you or more. And that's who you learned from, and that's how you socialized, and that's improper. It's like, fuck. So what does that mean? It means that we're going to have to talk very frankly and at length about how you grew up and the people you grew up around. It's like, well, okay. But you know, the echoes of that are the way that I deal with life still. You know, I'm aware of things now, and I've gotten better as a result of understanding that part of my body and my mind. But by the same token, there are certain ingrained behaviors and shit that haven't changed and probably won't. You know what you know. I miss my therapist a lot sometimes. Still to this day, I'll think about his voices in my head forever. And he was just such a fucking odd duck. He was just so calm, but he was such a prick. Like, he was so laser focused when he knew he was onto something. He was not going to let you get past it. No, he's dead. Yeah. Unfortunate. But, yeah. I miss that guy. He was really good at his job. I can't take that from him.
I feel like all the therapists I've went to have been more about coping than about needling.
He sensed, I don't think he was the same way with me that he was with other people. He sensed that I needed the couch treatment. I needed the fucking, let's talk about your childhood shit. Because he sensed from me that a lot of shit went on, and it's true. I had a lot of trauma in my childhood. I had a lot of weird shit going on that was not normal, that was normalized. And I had to work through that. And I had to learn about myself, like, what are the consequences of being raised that way? How is that manifesting in your life? And what can you do to counteract those behaviors that are learned coping mechanisms from you being thrown into a world that you weren't ready for? Okay.
I guess I got a couple things needled, but like the overarching theme was coping rather than...
I mean, mine too. He was just, I spent so much time with the guy, and he was so, like, here's the thing. And I'm going to sound really fucking full of myself here. But I don't know how to say this without sounding, I'm just going to say it. And people will call me a fucking a dick for it, but whatever. A douchebag. I'm smarter than most people I meet. At the time I started seeing my doctor, I knew I was smarter than my coworkers. And I'm not trying to lord that. I'm just like, I'm more in tune emotionally and, you know, esoterically. And I've probably got a broader vocabulary than these people do. And I'm probably just overall a notch above them in intelligence. He was 3 or 4 above me, and I'll never be as smart as he was. And
do you think he was trying to knock you down a peg with
yes.
the IQ test?
Yes. He wanted to show me that I wasn't a fucking... Because that was part of the thing. He was like, sometimes positive things that people will say to you when you're a child can echo negatively in your life. And, you know, basically what he arrived at was, I was told my whole life that I was special. And that's a great thing. But it created a complex in me where it was like, you're smarter than everybody. Everybody's a fucking dumbass, and you're like fucking smart. Gave me a complex, even as an older guy. I was in my 30s when I started seeing this guy, and I learned this about myself.
And it's not something you can fully defeat either.
No, I still feel that way. I still feel like the average person I bump into, I intellectually outpace them. Not everybody. I know quite a few. Like, I like people around me that are smarter than me, and that's an acceptable thing that didn't used to be. Like, I wouldn't have melded with TJ, because TJ has a very superior air about him. I think it's partially just his personality and his coping mechanisms from being kind of a weird kid that was picked on, and partially because he was raised rich. But he's got a very, like, smug, dismissive... And I would have been like, he's a fucking retard. And I'm smart, you know? That's how it would have been, that would have come out. And it doesn't anymore. I think TJ's actually smarter than me, to be frank. Probably on paper. I would guess he's probably got a higher IQ and probably a better vocabulary, maybe. But certainly, like, better read, more philosophically in tune, better at referentials, you know.
Maybe more open-minded than
Open-minded, yeah, for sure. More open-minded, a better listener than me when he wants to be. A worse listener than me when he doesn't give a fuck. But yeah, no, I think TJ's smarter than me. I think Scotty and I are in the same wheelhouse, you know, close.
Different strengths, maybe.
Different, you know, yeah, obviously. But yeah, I think he, you know, I probably wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have talked about intelligence at all. Because I still thought back then, like, even though I feel this way on the inside, you can't go around being like, I'm smarter. But it's true. You know, I still feel that way a lot of the time. You know, that kind of feeling is not going to go away, even though I'm aware it's just not true. I'm as average as they come. You know, maybe slightly above average intelligence. Nothing to write home to mom about. Not a Mensa candidate. Not super great. Just there, you know.
See, I feel like with me being in, like, the advanced classes, it didn't help with socialization because we were like this little coven of kids that kept getting moved to different schools. It was very insular.
Yeah, that's not good. Like, the advanced classes for me were always blended with a normal classes. So it was like in grade school when I got into GATE, for like the hour after lunch, I wouldn't go to my homeroom. I would go to GATE. And then recess would happen, and after recess or whatever the fuck, I'd go back to homeroom.
We'd have our own recess. It was fucking
That's
weird.
fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, like, it was
That's
way
wild.
too insular.
Yeah, that's wild.
You can't be, like, making this little coven of kids that are told they're smarter than everyone else. It's fucking weird.
But that's how that was the prevailing wisdom at the time, was like, gas your kids all the way up. Tell them they're brilliant. Tell them they can do anything. Tell them they're special and they're not like other kids.
Well, I think the problem too was when I was in it is there were, like, legitimate geniuses in the class too.
Yeah.
So, like, it was competitive within that little coven.
Yeah. I think it was ingrained in my parents too, because I was exceptional in a couple of ways. I got language. I started using language way earlier than most children do. Most children start to babble and talk in short bursts around a year old. Maybe a year and a half is when you can really start talking to a kid. I was singing songs and stuff at 9 months old. So that is exceptional. And I am gifted when it comes to language. That doesn't make me smarter than people. It just means I have a easier time with language than
With
people.
communication.
Right. And my parents took that to mean we've got a little baby genius on our hands. And they told me that. You know, not that I was a genius, but that, like, you're special. You are unique. You can be anything you want. You are so much smarter than most of the kids you know. You've got so much potential. And it's all positivity. They're gassing up their
But
child.
they were also, like, putting responsibility on top of that.
Well, yeah, because you have... And look, dude, I did. It was easy. Like, here's another thing, right? I used to think easy school, because school was never hard for me.
Until it was.
Until it was. But grade school, I was probably a grade level ahead all the way through grade school. It was like easy peasy lemon squeezy to get straight A's, and I just did. Middle school was pretty much the same. I coasted. Started to struggle a little on math, but I coasted. Got to high school, struggled a little more with math. I flunked my first course. Failed Algebra 1. But everything else, I was solid A's. So it was easy. School.
And then you hit college and it was like a brick wall.
Yeah, college was like a brick fucking wall because it was just, there was no structure to it. Nobody cared if you showed up or not. Nobody was keeping a truancy thing. And it was just like, oh, I don't have to go? I won't then.
Or I have to read way more than I did in high school? Fuck that.
I'll be honest with you, that wasn't the part.
Yeah.
It was literally the schedule of it.
Yeah.
Me realizing that, like, nobody's paying attention to
They're
whether
not
or not.
taking attendance.
They don't give a fuck if I'm in my chair or not. They just go. And if I go to the next thing, I can just catch up. Okay, I'll do that. And it just started with me being very liberally at ditching school. And it was so stupid because I spent all my time at a college, just not the one I was going to. My friends, a lot of my friends went to this Fresno City College and were doing the theater department shit. So I would ditch out my school, which had a better theater department, and go hang out at the fucking city college with my friends and do nothing. Wait for they'd be like, oh, sorry, dude, I gotta go to class. Oh, it's okay. I'm gonna sit right here, bro. Come back when you, all right. And I'd sit there for an hour and a half, just talking to other people, smoking cigarettes, reading a script. Boop, all day. It went from, I'll skip a class a week. I don't like this morning class, so fuck it. I think I can beat it. To, I'm not going to that class anymore. Fuck that class. To like, I'm not going to class anymore. It was that quick. Like, maybe 3 weeks. It went from ditching to completely ditching. I was just not mature yet enough to keep myself to like that schedule that was required. And because I was on scholarship, I had to take a full load. That was a contingency of my full ride scholarship. You know, I had to take, I can't remember what a full load was, 12 units or 16 units.
Probably like 6 classes
Yeah,
or something.
yeah. It's a lot of work. And they were spread out. And it was like I had to be at the college. I literally, at Fresno State, felt different than City to me. And I don't know why. When I was at State, I felt like I was a little fucking mushroom kid amongst a bunch of jock dudes that looked like they were fucking like, you know, I don't know, like fucking finished.
Adults.
Yeah, adult, like finished with puberty and then some.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I was still a little high schooler.
You felt like you were a freshman again or something.
Well, I was a college freshman.
But I mean, like the same feeling
Yes.
as like being a high school freshman.
But worse.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'd listen to them talk because I'm a very social person. And so it's usually very easy for me to make friends. But I would listen to people talking. And these are people that were within 2 years of me in age. And I felt like it was my parents talking. They were like, oh, I've got to go to work. And then I've got 7:30 class. And then that stupid fucking lecture series I have to make for that other class. And then I've got 3 reports done. And I was just like, is that what I have to do? I don't know how to do that. I can't do that. It was like, I just felt so out of place, you know, and it was fucked, you know,
I don't know if I would have been able to handle college if it hadn't been the itty bitty one I went to. Because I toured some colleges when I was a senior in high school, and I just felt like I'm going to get lost as fuck in this giant ass campus.
Yeah. I feel like, for me, like, yeah, I did better at city college, like at the smaller, less formal setting of a city college than I did at the state level. State college just felt like a nightmare to me. But the only experience I have with it is fucking like moldy and old now, you know, I just felt lost. And I was very ashamed of my not doing, you know, because people had such high expectations. I got a full ride fucking scholar. You know, they gave out one of those a year. One. To people from all over the states and the world. I mean, Fresno State's not a prestigious college, but it's not fucking nothing. It's a California State College. I got a full ride theater arts scholarship. Like full ride meaning full 4-year bachelor's degree for free. All my books, whole stipend, the 9. And I fucked it up, bro. I just
Fucked
did.
it twice.
Fucked it. Well, I fucked it twice, yeah. I just didn't do it. I'm kind of glad I didn't do it, though. You know? Looking back on it, that path, me fucking up that bad at 18, is why my parents put their foot down and kicked me out, and I went to Arizona to live with my friend. Learned how to live and work a job. You know, my work ethic kicked in because I realized you don't work, you don't eat, you know. So all of that happened as a result of me flunking out of college. Cool. You know, you get a different thought process about it after you get a little older and you get a little perspective on it. You realize your foibles were like lessons, right? Cool. That's a better way to look at it. But that took time on the couch too. I used to hold myself at knife point for all of that shit. 30 years old and still like, you fucked up. You got a scholarship. And it's like, man, that is like so much the past. Like, why would you be?
I mean, ultimately, it's on them. They could have vetted you more before offering you that.
It wasn't even about vetting. They vetted me.
Yeah.
I did a competition. I won.
Yeah.
That was their vetting.
Like vetting you beyond the theater.
Look, you can saltily look back and go like, they could have had a liaison officer for young people that are coming straight out of high school into a scholarship, and here's how you do the college. And they did. Yeah. There was a student union and there were student advisors. I just didn't know about any of it. Nobody was like going like, if you're feeling lost, there's a student advisory committee that sits in the library from this hour to this hour. You can go talk and figure out what you're doing. Nobody told me that. And so I just didn't know it existed. I was looking around at all these fucking big jock dudes, these hot chicks, and I felt like a little fucking high school mushroom kid, you know? And I was like, I can't be here. I don't feel like I belong here. I can't do this. I don't feel like I belong here. Somebody made a mistake, you know? But, you know, it took a lot of years of me hating myself over that. Aided and abetted by my parents, of course, who never let me forget it. But, yeah, it took me a lot of years before I was able to, like, cope with that in a healthy way and not hate myself over it. It's like, one of the things my therapist made me do is forgive myself. And not just say it, but like mean it. Like, do you know what forgiveness is? He had to teach me these things. This was a man that filled the gaps that my fathers, who did their best, my stepdad, my real dad, couldn't do. You know, it was a very important person in my life. And, you know, a lot of his wisdom rings so true in my head. But, you know, that's very complicated, too. The moon is beautiful tonight. Big, full moon. The next watch I get, I want to get a dive watch, and then after that, I want to get a moon phase. There's watches that have, like, a little rotating disc that'll rotate.
Is there a dive moon phase, or does that start to get into absurd territory?
I mean, there probably is, but yeah, I mean, the more complex and complicated a watch is, the more expensive. Moon phase is already going to be probably more expensive than the watches that I have now to get a decent one. Not like absurdly so, but you know, that's probably the top end of what I'll get. I have a chronograph. That's really cool. I have a horology watch. That's the strange watch, right? Not a strange, but like just a watch that works differently than your typical hands on a face watch. It's a horology watch. And then, you know, I have a couple of really bog standard, beautiful Bauhaus dress watches that can dress down to my stonery style. I need to fill out the early collection with the things that fascinate me, and I've always wanted a moon phase. But there are a couple of other watches that I really want too. Like Zodiac makes a Zodiac watch that instead of a moon phase has a, like it's a horoscope, basically. It'll show you which signs are rising and which signs are falling and which signs are, you know, I don't believe in any of that, but the watch is so fucking beautiful and cool. There's a Meistersinger, which is a brand that makes single hand watches. They're great. So there's I just have a lot on my plate. A lot of watches I still want, but once I have one or two of each, because I'm not interested in every type of complication. I like moon phase. I like day date. I would love to have a day date. I have a date watch. This is but it doesn't say Thursday. I want a day date at some point. A dive watch that I can just jump in the ocean with and not have to worry about. You know. Yeah, I started collecting watches this year. Earlier this year, I started buying watches. I have a 4-watch collection. Well, 5 watches, I guess, if you include my $20 Casio Databank beater. But I like that watch too. So yeah. And there's a couple of types of watch complications that I want to get. I want to get a moon phase, like I said. I'd love a single hand Meistersinger. I just think they're so cool. But after that, it's really just going to be down to, I think I'm just going to slow way down on watch buying. Because it's going to be like, I already have this type of watch, so do I want another watch with this, do I need another chronograph now that I have a really beautiful Bauhaus chrono? Do I need to get another chrono? Now I have, if I get a dive watch, do I really need another dive watch? The answer is going to be no, for most of the time. That Seiko chronograph, especially if it's a vintage, is worth a lot of money, bro. That's great. On the high end of things, I would love, love, love to have a Grand Seiko one day. Their dials are just beautiful. I love Japanese high horology. And Grand Seiko is the best Japanese brand. And Japanese calibers are just so fucking clean and beautiful to look at. So for me, it's very much like that, Yu-Gi-Oh card. I mean, all cards. There's so many, so much collecting to do now, There's so many different, people are trying to get you to collect 8 different things. It took me fucking 2 or 3 years of obsessively thinking to get into collecting watches. And I don't have any big, super expensive watches. I just buy nice watches. Watches that are cool. They look cool. They look beautiful. I like that. Yeah, $200 Yu-Gi-Oh card. Yeah. You got the first edition White Eyes Blue Dragon, bro. I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh. That's all I know. I know that it's the main character's name is Yugi, and I know that there's a card called White Eyes Blue Dragon that will kick anything's ass in the game. That's all I know about it. And I know about trap cards. You triggered my trap card. Haha. I never played one game of Yu-Gi-Oh. Too anime for me. Sorry. Too skibbity anime for me. You don't need a lot of money to get a nice watch, Zeno. You want a nice watch that'll last you the rest of your fucking life? Get a Casio G-Shock, bro. They're all get a Casio. They look different. Some of them are big, chunky pieces. Some of them are really nice. They make them all different shapes and sizes, and you could literally drop it off of a building, and it will bounce, and you'll be able to pick it up, and put it on your wrist. I like some anime stuff, yeah. I don't want to get into it, though, because it just becomes an autistic meltdown fucking fest. I hate anime people because if you mention one thing about anime, especially in this context, my chat will be nothing but people trying to give me animes to watch, and I don't care. I'm not looking for animes to watch. But I have watched some anime that I liked, yeah.
It's weird to call it a genre, even.
What?
Just
anime?
As a big, broad genre, feels like it's too big of a genre.
Well, there's a lot of tropes in it, though.
Yeah.
What do they call that type where it's fucking high school kids, and one of them is a magical fucking demon slayer or some shit. Like that has a name, and it's so prevalent in anime. It's hard to shonen, that might be it. It might be shonen anime. Yeah. Where it's like, you know, somebody said like the main character is 16, the new kid at school, and finds out that they have a demon living inside them that wants to escape, or they have a magical fucking guardian angel that tells them that they're a sex robot from the future or whatever, and they've got to fucking fuck their way to the top. Like that is like,
or the magical girl anime where like one boy is magically pursued by 3 different magical girls
Yep.
or whatever.
Yeah. It's a medium, not a genre. I agree. Oh, it can be both. You know. Shonen anime is total garbage. Literally 90%. Yeah, it sucks. They're boring, bro. People will tell you, like, you need to watch fucking Doku no Setsu Kainen 3 Hyperblade Saga, you know, and I'll be like, back in the day, I'd be like, all right, and then I'd watch it, and it would just be like fucking high school kids eating bento boxes for like 3 fucking episodes before anything happens. It's like, no thank you. No thank you. I don't need it, bro. I don't need it. I'm fucking over it. No thank you. But the anime that I do like tends to like take those tropes and spin them in some way. Like I like Madoka Magica. Takes the magical girl trope and spins it in a way you don't expect and twists it up and makes it dark like that.
But you're not looking for any Madoka
No, I'm not
Magica
looking for recommendations. I'm just telling you that's one of the animes that I've watched all the way through that I enjoyed. Okay, Kill la Kill is another one. It is also a very self-aware, fourth wall breaking, anti-trope anime.
But sometimes I feel like trope breaking gets overdone. Like there's just a bunch of trope breaking. Like horror went through that for a while. You remember all the self-aware horror?
Yeah, the fourth wall breaking, self-aware horror shit. Yeah, it's still in horror sometimes.
Yeah, but it was getting absurd for a while.
No, it really was. Yeah, see what I mean? Chris McDougall and about 5 other people are like, they've named 90 different animes. Just because I named one anime, about 15 animes came out. Even though I said, I don't care about recommendations or comparisons. I don't want to have a whole fucking long-ass anime conversation. Even, like, people can't resist. I like Evangelion. I like... You really need to watch Steins Gate. Steins Gate. Have you seen Steins Gate? It's like, oh my God. It's like it's like an atavistic response. It's like when the doctor hits your knee. You know what I mean? It hits the funny bone and your leg kicks. It's like you mention one fucking goddamn anime and everybody in your chat turns into Mr. fucking Shonen Dojin. You need to watch a Rutsuka Doji 17 Devil Summoner Saga, bro. It's like, all right, can you fucking chill? I don't care. It really is, dude. I tickled their fucking anime nerve, and they just start spewing out animes like I care. I don't. This is why when people ask me, do you like anime? I say no. Because the people that are fucking into it are some of the most fucking annoying people you'll ever meet in your life, bro. Some of them are fine. There are people that are fucking living it that don't lead with it. But they're like 90% of the people that are into it, though. It's just like it's their aesthetic. It's all they reference. It's kind of like when Yamagaki in Shonen Jump 7 Saga came out and his eyes turned red, you know? And I'm like, no, I don't know, you fucking weeaboo. Please go away. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. And so I'm very loath to ever talk about anime because there are just so many fucking goddamn over-the-top cringe lord anime dorks. Have you ever seen Vampire Slayer 7? A nuclear bomb saga? Have you read the manga? Sweat, just like, you're just like, oh man. People just can't fucking help themselves, bro. As soon as you know what started all this was somebody said Yu-Gi-Oh! And all I said was, yeah, you know, I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Too fucking anime for me. And now look where we're at, dude. It's 20 minutes later, and I'm fucking mad. Dude, I'm in Sasuke's older brother, the Genjutsu, yet again, dude. Death by 1,000 cuts, bro. From what I understand, Sasuke's older brother is the Genjutsu, right? It's not even your fault. What I'm saying is that like the fucking anime autism nerve is so sensitive that the barest mention of Yu-Gi-Oh! Has spun us out 20 minutes into the fucking ether of anime bullshit. You see? Huh? Yugi what? You know what I mean? That was it. That's all it took. 90 people just started listing animes. I like Doken Doken Battle Robot. I don't like that one. I like Unicorn Manifesto. That's my favorite one. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, Jesus Christ, bro. Oh my God, bro, you're scaring the hoes. That's how I feel, but a lot of hoes are into it now too, so I guess maybe you're not anymore. But bro, dude, I would never in my fucking wildest dreams have walked into a party in the 90s and been like, yeah, you know what it's like, Sasuke's older brother, the Genjutsu. And expect people to do anything other than like fucking laugh in my face, at me, not with me. You know what I mean? Never in my life would I do that. And when people be doing it around me, I just don't know how to call it. You know? I don't know how to deal with it. It's like it's okay to be into something and not live it, you know? That voice I'm doing is how you all sound, though. Hell yeah, dude, I dated a fucking dyed-in-the-wool weeaboo, but you know what? She was a chill-ass weeaboo because she could talk about other shit. She was into the weeaboo shit. She liked to, she kept, you know, she had some weeaboo memorabilia. She dressed like a weeaboo, okay? But she was chill about it. She didn't, like, pretend she was in an anime 24/7. And she could reference things that weren't anime. You know? She could come up with a cultural reference that wasn't a Japanese children's cartoon. Okay? And she was dyed, fucking full-blown weeb. Hair, pink on this side, purple on that side. Pigtails. Okay? Full-blown. Like a 9 out of 10 on the weeabism scale. But she was a chillaboo. She knew how to watch movies and talk like an adult. She knew how to laugh at things that weren't fucking anime references. She wasn't obsessed with SpongeBob. That's another thing. Dude, you anime fuckers, to a letter, bro. If you find somebody that wants to reference an odd anime at you like you should know it, that motherfucker watches probably like 10 hours of SpongeBob a week. Tell me I'm fucking wrong, bro. Look me in the face and lie to me and tell me I'm wrong, bro. 10 hours of Spank Bab, a literal child cartoon, a week. You did this to yourself. Okay, you weebs. You brought this on yourself. The scorn that I'm giving you came from you. Because I fucking warned you, man. I told you, I will talk about anime for a minute, but I don't want to have the whole fucking goddamn chat be Urutsuko Dojin 92, 7 Devil Summoner. I don't care. I'll never watch it. And then I said it, and people, it was like the Weeaboo nerve got triggered. They just started puking out all their fucking anime shit. Omae wa mo shinderu. Dude, Sasuke's older brother, the Genjutsu, bro. Nani? Arigatou gozaimasu. Watashi wa Dono Hakaduken Sono Taramushi Karaputo Ho 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 ho. Nani? Dono Waken Shonen Pata. Watashi wa This is the coolest part. Right here. Nono haka tosho. Dono hojo too. Oh man, that's so cool. Omae wa mo shinderu. Nani? Watashi wa doku no retsu. How's the anime? Oh my god, don't do it. Abby, I don't want to do it with you. I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to read the rest because I could tell where it was going. I'm not going to read that comment, okay? We're going to eject out of this whole fucking... because I don't want to go... I just don't want to go through it with you, Abby. I don't want to go through the goddamn fucking ringer with you. Look, you're a weeaboo. That's cool, okay? I'm not. I call it like I see it. You probably think I'm pretty fucking lame. That's chill, okay? That's chill. It's okay. Let's de-escalate. I'm breaking out of the genjutsu, okay? I've been stuck in the fucking genjutsu too long, bro. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta get out. You guys get really personally offended when people don't like anime and when people poke fun at anime. But I'm supposed to sit here and laugh when people make fat jokes, right? But you anime people, dude. You poke one little hole in the weeaboo fucking ego and it just starts leaking tears all over everything, bro. You guys are so fucking sensitive. Just stop, okay? I'm out. Ugh! I'm broken free of the genjutsu, okay? It's not that serious, bro. You being into anime is not a life-defining feature of you. Nobody cares. And the less importance you put on it in your life and just enjoy it, the more happy that you'll be. Yeah, cheers. Oh my God, dude. Bronies. You're right, dude. Weeaboos, I'll give you a break. Let's talk about bronies. These motherfuckers right here, I didn't even know, bro. I swear to God, until I met one in the flesh, I thought these motherfuckers were just trolls. I thought it was a fucking giant troll job, and I was like, dude, I'm way too old to get sucked into this. There is no way that there are grown-ass men watching a fucking little girl's cartoon horse show. There's no way. This has got to be a meme. This is a 4chan troll job. The hacker known as Fortune has come again. The anonymous hacker has come again, and he's created this fucking fake thing. And then Diablo 3 came out, and my world was forever changed because I was 2 people behind a brony in line. And I saw this in the wild while I waited an hour in line for my midnight release collector's edition copy of Diablo 3, okay? And I listened to this grown man, right? Had to be 30, bald spot, saying to people, I'm a brony. Are you aware of bronies? And people would be like, nah. He'd be like, bronies are older men and gentlemen who are into the cartoon known as My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. And they'd be like, oh, all right, dude, cool. And I was so happy I was like 2 or 3 people behind him, right? But see, what happened is when we got into the store, the line split into collector's edition and normal edition. And I was a collector's edition, and so was the brony. And I was standing right behind him, and he was talking to the dude in front of him about brony shit. And I was like, please, God, let me just get through this line and get my fucking Diablo and go home and play it all night without this guy noticing me. So I turned my back to him for a while, and I was like looking at the store. But eventually you have to like look at where the line's going. And I turned around at one point, and his eyes were on me already. Hello, how are you today? I don't know, man. It's pretty fucking late, and I'd like to get my Diablo 3, you know, but I'm all right. Yes, I'm also here for the collector's edition of Diablo 3. Cool, man. Yeah, I've been playing Diablo a long time, you know. I love Diablo. Me too. I've been playing since Diablo 2. I've tried Diablo 1, but it wasn't all that good. Well, that's my favorite one, but I get what you're saying. It's an older game. Yes, I'm a brony. And I was like, oh. Deflection denied. Do you know what a brony is? Yeah, I've got an idea. Oh, you're aware of bronies? Yeah, I've heard the term, man. I think you're into a My Little Pony cartoon, right? Yes, I'm into a My Little Pony cartoon named Friendship is Magic. It's on TNT Network at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I was like, cool. You should watch it. It has many adult themes, and it's very adult coded. Okay. I run a website for bronies. It's called www.philadelphia.com. Philly like a horse. And I was like, cool. You should check it out. There are roleplay forums there where you can pick a pony persona and you can pretend to be a pony. I was just like, oh. And then finally, like, the dude was like, next. And I was like, hey, dude, I think you're next. Oh, thank you. Yes. Remember, Philadelphia. I was like, yeah, I'll remember, bud. He got his thing and he walked out and waved to me. And I was like, well, that's real. I thought that was fake, but that's a real thing. Wow, there are grown-ass men watching a My Little Pony cartoon. That's a thing. That's happening. that's a thing that's happening. Well, I hope Diablo 3 doesn't suck. Little did I know. Little did I know. Go home after having my ear chewed off for half an hour by a fucking grown-ass man that watches a pony cartoon. And then I boot up Diablo 3 and it sucks ass. Those are dark times, gentlemen. Yeah, Diablo 4 is even worse somehow. You're right. Bro, there was no way I was leaving there without my collector's edition of Diablo 3, okay? I was there for the collector's edition pre-order of Diablo 3 and I was getting that fucking game. Okay? I would have belly crawled on fucking broken glass at that point, alright, if that's what they asked me to do. I would have commando crawled through a mile of broken glass to get that goddamn thing, okay? But I will tell you that I did feel like my fight or flight kicked in a couple of times. I had to tamp it down. Part of me just wanted to walk out or push my way to the front of the line and be like, I'm next. And fight anybody who tried to call me out on it. Something. You know, but I tamped all that down and I just took the Brony assault. That's what it is. Can I be real with you guys? And I'm gonna, you know what? You guys have gotten a little break, but I'm gonna lump you back in again because you deserve it. That's a problem that I have with Weeaboos. You guys are like fucking, you know what you remind me of? Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not even kidding. You evangelize 24/7, 365, and it is really off-putting to normal people. The way you get all personally hurt if somebody brings up anime in a negative light, the way that you will go on paragraphs and paragraphs worth of spun out anime bullshit talk, psychobabble, filled with a bunch of anime references and anime ooh-woos and anime faces and your little emojis and shit. Bro, you guys are worse than Jehovah's Witnesses. At least those motherfuckers only show up on Saturday morning. You guys are everything that they are, but you're worse because we have to bump into you all the time. And you never stop. And you don't understand that people don't like to be aggressively evangelized to about some niche fucking Japanese cartoon that you're into. And when people tell you it, you feel personally attacked and you don't just change your behavior. Like, oh yeah, maybe when I'm not on my fucking super secret anime dojin Discord or whatever the fuck, I don't talk like a fucking anime retard because nobody knows what it is, you know. But no, they just get butthurt about it, like I'm supposed to make some sort of allotment in my life for anime fucking spun out psychobabble bullshit. Nope. And guess what? I'm not alone. Nobody else cares either. This fucking subcultures are just rotten, bro. People's feelings getting hurt because I don't like a cartoon that you like? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I hate to be a boomer about it, but what happened to Sticks and Stones? You remember that old shit? Doesn't that still apply to some level? Like, I'm not into the same Japanese cartoon, child's cartoon you're into. Oops. Like, that's gonna be something you're gonna get butthurt about? Doesn't every fandom have their weirdos? Yeah, but anime, bronyism, furryism has way more than its healthy fair share of fucking weirdos. There are some people that are totally chill about it. It's just something they're into. They go to cons. They do it. They have discords. They do it in private. They're not like, I'm going to wear my fursuit to the party. Like lame. No, that's so weird. Nobody that's not into furry shit is gonna want you at their party in a fucking purple wolf suit. And it's like that is the problem. You want everybody to accept you. It's not okay that you go to a con where everybody else is dressed like a fucking goddamn neon green pink ferret. It's not good enough. Everybody on the street has to see it. Everybody out on the street has to listen to it. Everybody on the street has to be evangelized to about your anime shit. Your furry bullshit. I feel the same way about sexual kink. A lot of these things have heavy crossover. I don't care what you're doing. As long as it's you and a consenting adult and nobody was harmed against their will, go do whatever you want. Why you gotta wear it out in public? Why you gotta make it your personality? I'm into butt plugs. I'm into dildo. Oh, daddy. I've got a fetish. I like big tits. I like this. Why is that like what everybody leads with this shit now? It's like, have a little fucking decorum, man. Nobody cares. Like, I literally don't care. It's not interesting to me that you like butt plugs. I don't care. Stick it up your ass. Don't show it to me. I don't want to hear, it's not interesting to me how you get your rocks off. Any more than it'd be interesting to you how I get mine off. For some people, just gotta lead with their cock, lead with their weird kink, lead with their little fucking fandom. And it's all wrapped in the same thing. Accept me even though I'm a fucking total chud weirdo. It's like, no. That's not how it works. It's never worked that way, and it never will work that way. Common courtesy. When keeping your shit, you guys ever heard the term, keep your shit on the DL? Do people still use that term? Keep your shit on the down low. You ever heard that term? Keep your shit. Hey, Nugs. Yeah, it's because somebody mentioned anime and the goddamn anime shit blew up. And now we're just talking about how you can be in a fandom and not evangelize it 24/7, 365 in every space you're in. It's cool. If you're into fucking like watching Japanese schoolgirls that are magical, throw magic ninja stars at each other all day. That is fucking so cool. Shut the fuck up in public about it though. Don't try and evangelize your fucking interests to everybody because nobody cares. And that includes your sexual interest. I don't give a fuck what you're doing in the privacy of your bedroom. Like I said, as long as it's nobody's hurt and it's two consenting adults, tie each other up, put clothespins all over your nipples, hang yourself from your dick from a ceiling fan and whip around. I don't give a fuck what you do. Shut up about it, because I literally don't give a fuck. I mean it when I say don't give a fuck. It's not interesting to me. It's not a fucking conversation topic that I wonder about or worry about. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Yes, you do. No, I don't. See what I mean? You want to know. That's the attitude. You want to know. You want to know the size of butt plug that I've trained my asshole to take. It's like, no, I don't. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. You can't tell this shit to people, though. People don't want to listen to this shit. People think that their kinks and their fucking, like, personal favorite children's cartoon that for some reason at 30 years old they're still interested in is like the center of their universe, and it needs to be the center of yours, too. And if you won't say it's the center of your universe and the coolest fucking thing, you're a piece of shit. I'm hurt. I'm offended. Why do you gotta be like this? Why you gotta be like that? You just like dunking on weebs. It's like, oh my God, bro, shut up. Not everything is a personal tragedy. Not everything is violence personally against you. Because I don't like anime and didn't want this to happen tonight, you know? My beard smells like, it smells like beard oil. So like very earthy and kind of like pine needles and then weed. I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna go do my stretches. And then I'm gonna grab another beer and fuck you. How's that? That's a much better. I told you. Don't listen to this chair. The chair speaks only lies. Okay? Even its truth is tempered with lies. I'm drinking Modelo Especial. I'm starting to get drunk. How'd that happen? Oh, I've been drinking beers. Oh. What? The chair lies. Okay. I need you all to know that. Off rip. The chair is a fucking liar. Okay? Don't listen. I'm gonna start turning the camera around so you guys can look at the tree. Because if the chair keeps lying like this, I can't, in good conscience, I can't let you guys see it. Like, I'll let you look at the beautiful moon. Can you see the moon tonight? Let's see if I can get the moon for you guys. How would I do that? Where's the moon? That? Can you guys see it there? Yeah, you can probably see it there, right? I just can't see it there. Look at that big ass moon. It's a crazy moon, right? You guys could see the moon, right? You see the moon? It's a big moon. It's a big, bright, full moon now. Whoa. Almost hurts to look right at it. It's so bright. Do you know some schools are replacing analog clocks with digital clocks because some of the kids can't tell the time on an analog clock? Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. Analog clocks are not like a thing that are super ubiquitous anymore. I mean, I think people should still know how to read on one, but that is not the most worrying thing about the school system right now. You know, I'd give that up for some reading comprehension and shit. Moonwatch, moonwatch. Dude, if I get out in the wilderness, guys, like I want to be, oh gosh, I'm so nervous. I really want to get the fucking positive news about a couple of the places that I've applied for down there. I just want to get it, and I'm hoping early next week, maybe tomorrow, I might get some of that good news, and that would be fantastic. Fantastic. Absolutely fucking fantastic. But one of the places I'm looking at has a nice big half acre of backyard that's all fenced in and pretty wild. Big trees back there. And the neighborhood is butted up against some woods, which is beautiful. So I should be able to just kind of like go through a gate in the back and kind of like walk out into the woods, maybe? Either way, just being in that area so I can go look at properties and maybe eventually get myself my own little place there. That's the fucking key, man. That's the home base. You got to get that established, get that fucking mortgage, get that little piece of land with a little shitbox house on it. Hello, D. What do you got? Why you look so... Are you spooked? Did something spookle you? What spooked you, D? Tell me what spooked you, and I'll go get it. I'll go kill it. I will. I'll do it. I'll kill it, D. I'll kill it dead. You look kind of spooked. Spookily dookily. Dinosaur's 8 years old. 8 years young. It's fucking hard to believe, but it's true. Been a long time association we've had there, Dino, you and me. We've been best buds for a while now. Dinor. Yeah, he's 51. I mean, he and I like to think of him as in the zone. You know, he and I are the same age for the first time. And we're both, you know, going through it. That middle-age thing. Hunty, where's your bow? Where's your bow? Why don't you ever bring over your bow? Go find that bow. Where's it at? Where's your bow? Go find it. I want to play fetch. Go find your bow. Where's it at? I thought I saw it over there. The bow. What'd you do with your bow? Oh, D. Well, you know how it is and you know how it be. Feel like I'm starting to wind down on this long evening that we've spent together. I think it might be time for me to go inside. Say goodnight. So I'll finish this here beer with you, and I'm gonna do just that. I'll go on inside. Speed Q&A? Sure. Let's do it. You've got till I finish this beer and one more cigarette. It should be about 7 or 8 minutes. Let's go. Speed run it. Rapid fire Q&A. Rapid fire Q&A. You got a quick question? Need some quick advice? I'm older, I'm wiser, I'm smarter than you. Can you shout me out? No. Greatest moment of your life? I don't know. I don't know if I had my wahoo moment yet, you know. I can't really peg one singular thing. I've had a really fucking crazy life, you know. There's a lot of shit. Good, bad, otherwise, crazy. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I fought in your general direction, so. OJ, guilty? Guilty is fucking sin, bro. Come on. Don't be stupid. OJ killed those fucking people. He killed them dead. Oh, and he got away with it. Let's be real. Let's be fucking real. It's been too long to keep kayfabe up. MJ, guilty? Maybe. Maybe not. Guilty of being weird, for sure. Guilty of being like a predator? I don't know. How to know if a girl likes you? There's a number of ways, and it really does depend on the girl. Eye contact. If she makes a point to touch you, like not even like sexually, just like, oh, you, and puts her hand on your arm or whatever. Like those sorts of things. You know, leaning in to talk to you. Those sorts of things, you know what I mean? I ain't no Zinch cultist. Get out of here with that nonsense. Yeah, I'm gonna see the new Alien. I don't know when though. I want to try and see it in IMAX, but I may not make it. I just haven't been feeling good lately, dude. My allergies have been killer. Like today, my allergies were fucking out of control. I was just sneezing and sniffling and snorting all day. And I feel like I'm getting a cold, basically. I have a feeling that by Tuesday, when you guys see me on the fucking, Onion Nuggets show that we do, I'm gonna be pretty ripped up. I think I'm gonna have a cold. Because I can feel like it's almost certain that I've got a cold. I've just been too bleh. What's your dream car? 1976 Corvette Stingray. Competition orange with a black racing stripe running from fender to bumper, offset to the passenger side. That's my dream car, okay? Do you have any passion projects in the works? Passion projects? Yeah, I got a couple things. Not ready to really talk about either of them because they are passion projects. But yeah, I'll probably talk about them in the future. But yeah, I got a couple of irons in the fire. Always though. You have to have that. Any advice on how to deal with brain fog? Slow down and turn on your high beams, okay? Better basic Sammy, PB&J or grilled cheese? Ooh, PB&J. Sounds like Corvette Summer with Mark Hamill. Oh, is it? Okay. Well, cool. Mark Hamill. Yeah, I'd ride in a Corvette with Mark Hamill. Are you ready to give up all earthly possessions? No, I'm a bad Buddhist. I still desire. I still want things. I still care about political outcomes. I still care about winning in conversation. I'm very, very bad at Buddhism, but I am learning, and I am trying to reconcile my personality and my job with the Tao. And I'm not doing very good. It's a struggle, but it's a fun struggle. It requires me to think, and I like that. Cheers, cheers. Why are you smoking? Why not? How do you reconcile your national chauvinist tendencies with your professed internationalism? I just think that the whole world should be the United States. There you go. That's how I reconcile it. I think the United States is the best stab we've made at a country. And I think at this point in time, there needs to be a hegemon. There needs to be a singular fucking human species. And I think that the U.S. would be a good candidate for that. I'd rather see the U.S. be that than China be that. So yeah, that's how I reconcile my nationalistic, chauvinistic attitude with my professed internationalism and globalism. Cheers. Cheers. You know what I cherish about the United States, man? I'll talk about the U.S. for a second with y'all. I cherish that I can say what I'm about to say. Joe Biden is a fascist, warmongering piece of human shit. Kamala Harris is a milquetoast Democratic puppet being puppeteered by fucking a shitty, wart-encrusted DNC. The Congress of the United States is a shambles and a shame, and everybody in it should be fucking fired. And the American judiciary fucking sucks. They're all fucking a bunch of corporate, bought and sold federal vampires. And the cops fucking can eat a dick too. That's what I love about California and the American fucking spirit, man. I can say all that shit right here, and not a goddamn fucking thing is gonna happen to me as a result, other than people might look at me differently. But that's a consequence I can't control. Nobody's going to kick down my door and haul me away because I told the truth and spoke truth to power. And that, say what you want about America, is a brilliant fucking thing that doesn't exist anywhere else in the fucking world to the extent it exists here. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you when defenders till. I hate that fucking song, bro. My favorite jingoistic American song is "Oh Beautiful." Nobody ever sings that. You guys know that one? Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty above the fruited plain. Ah, yes. America, America. I like the fake. When I was a kid, we had a fake "This Land Is Our Land" that we would sing, and it's very American. You want to hear it? This land is my land, it isn't your land. I've got a shotgun, and you ain't got one. I'll blow your head off if you don't get off. This land is private property. Yes, sir. I was singing that when I was like 7 years old, bro. Not even realizing how true it was. That's the real version of that song. That's the real version of that song, bro. Classics never die. Yeah, dude. Did you guys do the Batman one? The Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg, the Batmobile lost a wheel, and Joker got away. Did you guys do that one? You guys do that one? That's a classic too, dude. You guys gotta know, I was doing that in like 86, bro. That one's old, you know? That one's old as the hills, bro. The classics never die, man. You guys used to do, we used to have a call and response. They would say, girls would say, boys go to Mars to get more candy bars. And we would be like, girls go to Jupiter to get more stupider. That was one. That one probably didn't stick around. Iron Man. Oh. Oh yeah, there was a very racist Iron Man one. I remember that one too. Yeah, they had the N-word in it. It was about the Ku Klux Klan. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bad one, yo. That's not a good one. That one deserves to die, okay? It's sad that that one hasn't died. Because that one should go, go, go. Bye, bye, bye. Nobody should be saying that one. Okay, that's one I didn't hear. Yeah. I am. Sometimes it would be, I am Iron Man, leader of the Ku Klux Klan, dressed in sheets of white, slashing in words left and right. That's the one we heard. That's the one that was floating around my ear holes in the 80s, bro. Jeez, yeah, that is super bad, right? It wasn't all fun and games. Music to my ears. Get him out. Disgust me. I live in the deep south. You think I would have heard that one? Yeah, you'd think you would have. Running over fat kids in a van. Oh. That's mean. Poor little fat kids. See, they can't scurry as fast, so they can't get out of the way of the van. That's mean. You ever seen a fat kid try and scurry? They just can't get the fucking bulk to go in the right direction. It takes a minute, you know? It sucks. Trust me. I was a fat kid, and I tried to scurry a few times, you know? There's a lot of blubber. I don't know any jelly rolls. Sorry, buddy. With that, I bid you good night.